Yeah. Good day, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome to the Wildest Wake Up Show. I'm your host, Sharon Bracey. And like every other day, every single day, we rebel against remedial rhetoric. And we not just rebelling against remedial rhetoric no more. We rebelling against devilish entities as well. Okay. That was my attempt at, and we do not allow regurgitation of information. You're going to have to be able to substantiate your own thoughts. You cannot just go ahead and say whatever you like without it being from somewhere, because we know a lot of people, they just say things. They don't believe the things that they say, and they just heard somebody else that was more charismatic than them say it. And then so they go ahead and repeat it, even though they cannot substantiate anything that they are saying. And that's where we come in, goddammit. We do not allow it over here, goddammit. Shout out to Otis Who. Good day on both channels. I like that. Thank you so much. And yes, we started a brand new channel so we could, so we could fight this thing the best way possible. Make sure y'all all go over there because I will be ending on the mainstream so we could all go over. It's pinned at the top. I need y'all. I really appreciate everybody that really rocks out with me for real, and just enjoy all the different conversations that we have on this channel. Please, it's pinned at the top. Hit that link. Please become a subscriber. Hit the notification bell. It's the only way I can keep this thing going. And we got to keep the fight. We got to keep grinding. Hey, listen, they are not going to be able to, I'm not going to allow them to disrupt my spirits and disrupt my mood and all these things. Shout out to everybody that was helping me out throughout the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got so many people and so much responses. I had a lot of research to do over the weekend. I still got to send some more emails out that I just didn't get to. I got to set up some more things so I could prepare myself when situations like this happens. It won't affect me as harshly as it did. And, you just got to learn. Thank you so much. And I just have to learn. That's all, you know what I'm saying? And you got to keep that grass low. You got to keep the grass low, and we got to keep moving forward. We understand that people that feel like they need to attack people that is moving in a forward direction because they want you to become evil like them. It's an old saying that goes, right? When you got to be careful when you dance with the devil, because when you dance with the devil, you are the only one that changed, not the devil. It is what it is. So we got 28 people on this side watching the show. I would love if y'all would hit that link that is pinned to the top and run over there, because I will be ending this side of the stream and we all going to be over there as we build up the new channel as well. And I just wanted to have a conversation about this whole Deion. This is crazy. And you would think that on this topic, on this subject, on this situation, that majority of men that are fathers in this type of position that wants the best for their son, that we'll all be in one. We will all be in one alliance about this subject. But for some strange reason, it's not. For some strange reason, there's a lot of people that's giving the NFL the excuse to do this to young, talented, hard-working, stayed out of kept their nose clean, stayed out of the goddamn the media in a negative light. And we have to be on one accord on this situation. We cannot allow this to be that this is okay. It's supposed to be merit-based, I thought. This was the whole thing. What was about getting rid of DEI? That's what I thought this was supposed to be about. I thought we were supposed to get rid of all that shit. But somehow, some way, people are on the side of, hey, you cannot be braggadocious as a black young man, even though you did all the work to prove that you deserve to be braggadocious in the first place. Or every last man on planet Earth should be on the side of Shedeur Sanders and say, hey, this is supposed to be a merit-based system in America. What is the problem? Why are you trying to hold this man account? Try to humble this man for all the hard work that he has done. This is crazy. I don't even understand why somebody like SD is here. I don't get it. You don't have to be here, sir. Or ma'am. Matter of fact, I do it myself. How I kick this stupid person away from me? I do not need, the grass is much slower now. So I'm done with that shit. You are not somebody that is willing to hit the link. You are not somebody that's willing to have a conversation. I cannot stand people like you. And I'm not gonna, so we're gonna put you in timeout. How about that? Huh? I gotta keep the goddamn grass slow, tit for tat. I gotta keep the goddamn grass low. Like all this, you could that shit is done. Because I tried to be diplomatic about the situation and let people say what they want to say, but I'm not dealing with people that's not going to contribute to the show at all. You could go about your business, kick rocks. I don't know why. Like if you got general pushback, you got some general thoughts, and you want to have a conversation, I'm all for that. I don't want no agreements. You could disagree all you want to, but when you just start throwing out things and you trying to disrespect, hey, that shit is done. You ain't gonna just disrespect me. You don't have no right to disrespect me. It's crazy to me. What up, Bubba? So Bubba, this is where we disagree. So now it's a racist conspiracy to draft a questionable NFL prospect quarterback lower than what he and his daddy wanted. Shedeur Sanders reveals lots of issues that make him a mid-round pick. So the problem is you cannot name 20 quarterbacks that is better than Shedeur. This is supposed to be on merit base. It's supposed to be on his talent. So his talent shows that he was considered by the NFL top 5 quarterbacks in this draft, especially being at a weak quarterback draft. And I'm pretty sure we all can agree on that the NFL itself put him number 2. The NFL did that. So we can at least bare minimum say he is top 10 quarterbacks out of the draft that was in the draft this year. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. He's top 20 quarterback. He was number 2 ranked. He was ranked number 2 by NFL. Same me. So how can you explain if it's supposed to be merit-based? And shout out to the president of the United States, to Donald Trump, because unlike some of these folks, he was able to speak the truth and say, hey, what y'all doing to young Shedeur Sanders is It's disgusting. That's what he said. What's up, Miss Jalen? Good day to you. This whole all right. So Akron. So who? If it's ESPN, whoever it is, whoever it is, even Donald Trump said this is ridiculous. The boy has a talent. He should not be all the way number 5th pick. This is insane that anybody would try to convince us of this. Because this humbling has nothing to do with his skill set whatsoever. Shout out to the 54 people that's watching. Hey, that's on the Wildest Way. Can you please click the link at the pin, at the channel that is pinned to the top? That's where we are going to run a new channel, because like y'all know, I got demonetized, so I need to build up another channel so we can keep things moving forward. We're all going to be heading over there very shortly. So here's the thing, Bubba. That has nothing to do with it at all. Deion Sanders, I don't understand how this is even a argument that Deion Sanders being in his son's life is a problem. Since when that was a problem? Since when that was a problem? I don't understand since when that became a problem. Like, America loves a good story about a father and son. It's like our national pastimes, right? Right after baseball and pretending we don't have a problem with nepotism, right? As soon as that happens, let me see. Hold on, let me move this over. Hold on. What is this? Why is this here? Okay, I can't. Okay, I can't. So it is what it is. Double D, whatever. Yeah, funny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all all go hit that link that's pinned to the top so we can build up the new channel. We coming back stronger, better than ever. We gonna come back stronger, better than ever, stronger than we ever was. We gonna get rid of all of the people that just want to hate for no reason. People that just genuinely want to have a conversation and don't mind back and forth and disagreements, and we could just be honest about our disagreements. That's the people that we want at the show. You understand what I'm saying? We don't want people just to be hating, just to be hating. We don't want people just painting narratives. This is what Shedeur is dealing with right now. People are just painting false narratives about this young man. That's what they are doing. They are painting false narratives about this man. We are acting as if Deion Sanders is not going to be teaching his son how to conduct the interview. Now we want to believe that Shedeur Sanders was having bad interviews. That's BS. We know that's BS. We know for a fact that they are trying to use this as an excuse that he had bad interviews. We know it's not true. Well, let's talk about Shedeur, Deion, and this whole double standard, because when Archie Manning did it, Everyone was like, oh, what an awesome family. What a wholesome family moment. But when Deion Sanders does it, hey, suddenly it's a scandal. Why? Because Deion's loud? Because he's flashy? Must be the money. Huh? Or is it because we need to unpack this. Nobody cared when Deion was talking about it must be the money. Nobody cared about Sauce Walker when he went in the draft that he had all this goddamn jury and sponsorships. Nobody was talking about how flashy he was. Being a football player, especially a quarterback, is a very flashy position. You are the star of the team. Everybody runs to you. You get all the girls. It's one of the flashiest positions. What are we saying here? Now, for the very thing that we are going to give everybody respect for, we're going to come on. Why is that? Hey. Thank you for everybody showing love to the new channel, and make sure y'all all hit that link pinned to the top so we can run over there, run it up over there. Let's get to 500 subs within a week. Let's get 3,000 watch hours within a week. Let's get it done. We could do this shit together. We got to keep pushing out alternative media. We cannot allow the powers that be to just keep on silencing us. Absolutely not. So if you rock with freedom of speech, hey, we understand what's going on here. So now let's be real. When Archie Manning was guiding Peyton and Eli, nobody was out here saying, oh, Archie's overshadowing his sons. No, they calling him a genius, a mastermind. The Manning family was like the Kennedys family of, of football, minus, the scandals, of course. But when Deion steps in to coach his son Shedeur, suddenly he's too involved. He's too loud. He's hurting his son's career. The man's a Hall of Famer, seriously. He got more football knowledge in his goddamn pinky than most of his coaches have in their entire playbook. Let's be honest about it. A lot of these coaches are not as good as Deion. They cannot move the way how he moves. Why? Because he got swagger? Because he's unapologetically himself and he's been that way? People act like he's doing something wrong. Since when being braggadocious and boasting up and being proud of all of your talents that you've been working your life for is something wrong with that, being a star athlete? And if I did say Sauce Walker, I didn't mean it. I mean, but you know who I'm talking about. What's his name for the Jets? What's his name, SD? Sauce, what is his name? God damn it. I might have said Sauce Walker. That's funny. Right, that's what I meant to say. Sauce Gardner. My bad. God damn it. Oh. What I'm saying though, look, Sauce, he had all of these same attributes. I don't understand why Shador, somebody that clearly is a good kid. Right, Otis. Clearly, he's a good kid. He got all of the attributes that people want in a professional athlete. Right, Bubba. My bad. It was I misspoke. But thank y'all for holding me accountable. God damn it. Oh boy. What up, EJ? But anyhow, Anyhow, so what I was saying about the double standards with Archie and Eli, I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just crazy when Deion steps in and coaches son Shedeur, and suddenly he's too involved, he's too loud. He's hurting his son's career. I mean, it's like let's be for real about the young man, right? Like, Deion is a Hall of Famer, bro. Like, this idea that Shedeur Sanders couldn't have a good interview is BS. And they trying to make it seem as this kid is an airhead. He don't know what he's doing. I even heard people like, this don't have nothing to do with his talent on the football field whatsoever. What's up, DB? This don't have nothing to do with his talent whatsoever. It's kind of crazy when you really think about it. It's kind of crazy. And the reality is that they wanted to humble this man so bad that they went all the way down to the 5th round. And the NFL itself should be ashamed, and all fathers, all men that watch the goddamn NFL, NBA, all these sports leagues, we should be talking about that they have the best talent in the world. They have the greatest athletes in the world. We should be holding them accountable for merit-based players. Because that's what this whole administration was fighting for. They was fighting for a merit base. Why they got rid of DEI, correct? I thought it was a merit-based system. We cannot say that it was 143 players that were more talented than Shador. It is simple as that. Nobody gave a damn when Johnny Manziel was sniffing cocaine in college. So why all of a sudden this kid he don't have no drug record, he don't have no baby mamas, he don't have a bunch of women, he ain't going to the club. We don't have no visual evidence of all this negative things that people are trying to put a jacket on him for. We don't see it. You feel what I'm saying, Remy? What up, wrong class? Wrong class, I did get demonetized on my day off. And the reality is they don't like the fact that they do not enjoy it's hard for us not to look at the race in this situation. It's very difficult to look at this situation, not say that they had a agenda to humble this particular family. That the whole NFL was in conclusion with this and say, hey, we got to stand tall and put this black man in his place through his father and through his son. And we all should have a problem with that, because this is not merit-based. It's not 143 players better than Shedeur Sanders in his goddamn draft. Absolutely not. And we are going to run that, hey, we are going on merit-based. You cannot, it's no way possible. It's no way possible that is 143 plays better than him. The man was ranked number 2 out of all the quarterbacks that's coming out. The man, we talking about pedigree. This man has the pedigree of an NFL champion running through his veins. A multiple generational talent in Deion Sanders is running through this young man's veins. A man that was able to play, that was going to be good at baseball and football. That's Deion Sanders. Why is it okay for Archie Manning to dictate where Eli and Peyton goes, but it's not okay for Deion to do that with his child? I do not understand it. And now we want to try to act like, well, because Deion is louder. Well, the reason why Deion is louder is because we're in a day and age where we got more information come to. When Archie Manning was doing it, if you even look at the old goddamn videotapes of Eli, you could barely see it. It's fuzzy. This was years ago. Social media was not this strong. So for the fact that we do know what Archie Manning was doing, and we was a fast forward what Archie Manning was doing in this day and age and this time, we will be hearing about it just as much. So that's the issue. We should not be looking at it as it's a difference. If we know about it in a time where social media did not exist, that Archie Manning did this type of thing behind the scenes, quote unquote. If it was behind the scenes, why do we all know about it? Why, when it happened, we all knew about it if it was behind the scenes? It was not behind the scenes. The problem was that social media was not as powerful as it is today. So this thing was not behind the scenes. It was not quiet. Thank you. I appreciate that, Smitty. So I don't know why we keep trying to act as if Deion is doing something ridiculous, that he's too loud. Hey, regardless of him being too loud and all these other things, the NFL is a very loud situation. Bravado is now a horrible thing in a quarterback. That's crazy talk. Like, we've seen this, right? We've seen this happen with Lavar Ball as well, right? That man was out there hyping up his sons like they was the second coming of Michael Jordan, and people couldn't handle it. They called him arrogant. Said he was ruining their careers. But guess what? Lonzo made it to NBA. LaMelo Ball made it to the NBA. And LaVar, he's out here living his goddamn best life. Meanwhile, nobody is out here criticizing Archie for being the so-called quiet puppet master behind Peyton and Eli success. It gotta be a double standard. It's plain and simple in my eyes. I don't know why we're trying to act like we don't understand that. It is no way. What you mean you was about to? Okay. Doesn't make sense for you. I appreciate you. Shout out to the people that's on the other side as we build up the new channel so we can build up some watch hours over there as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's not an easy thing rebuilding things. Thank you so much, man. It's important. It's highly important. Hey, thank you, Bubba. I appreciate it. Right, we act like it's not a history in nepotism in sports in the first place. So, right, I just want to talk about that briefly as well. Right, let's talk about the nepotism for a second because it's not new. It's not even rare in sports, right? We know where Patrick Mahomes come from. We know Patrick Mahomes' daddy was a Major League Baseball player, and he had the option to play both sports. Sports are full of these family dynasties. The Mannings, the Griffeys, the Currys, and nobody bats an eyelash. Not one person. Scottie Pippen's son, like we see it. Bronny James, we see it. I don't know why they picked on that man too, but we kind of do. Because he don't have no blemishes on his record neither. It's something about it's just something about a black father that is taking control and pushing his son in a proper position without being a single dad, without having a goddamn divorce, keeping that nuclear family together. Something about that situation that people have a problem with in the media world. And this is black, white, and indifferent. Because I've seen plenty of black men arguing the fact that Shador should have, it's the reason why is because he had a bad interview. Get the hell out of here. We are not gonna turn all of a sudden that every young kid that go to school to get good grades, does his thing, breaks records. He was nominated for a bunch of awards. He got a bunch of awards. The person that he throws the ball to got a Heisman Trophy, one of the biggest trophies you can get in college football. We're gonna not act like he is not a great player just because he didn't have no scandals, because he's not ghetto, because he's not from the hood. No, it is okay for a black family to be in an affluentness. I don't know why we try to act like it's not okay. It's weird. I don't understand when I don't know because he's too famous. When he helped his kid get ahead, like that's a problem. That's insane. But when his dad is loud, hey, when he's flashy, when he's playing the unwritten rules of humble pie, suddenly it's a problem. Because why? I don't understand. I thought America loves it. Most of these goddamn big businesses come from nepotism. Why is it a problem when Deion do it? When LeBron does it? Since when? Ain't nobody said nothing when Bill Walton's son got into the goddamn NBA and he became the LA Lakers coach. Nobody said nothing. I do not understand it. Okay, so that might be the case, Bubba, right? So, yes. The problem is that we haven't seen anything like this happen to any other kid that is a good kid. I mean, literally, we have kids that's coming out of college that are horrible human beings. Characters is horrible. Shout out to Young. What's up, Young Riaz? Thank you. I really appreciate that, Young. We didn't see somebody that had good merit, good skills, good mechanics, that have all the skill sets that this young man have and get pushed all the way down to 143 people are better than him. No, we don't see that happening. Clearly, the NFL made a decision to say, hey, we are going to humble everybody else through this young man. We don't care about his goddamn merit. We don't care how skillful he is. We don't care how good he is. We don't care that he's a number 1, 2 quarterback in the nation right now. It's more important that we stick together as so-called billionaires and we say, hey, no, not you. They are choosing. So that proves that this shit don't have nothing to do with a merit-based system. That's the issue. And every goddamn man in the world should be behind Shador saying, hey, this is effed up because it's supposed to be merit-based. Not if you like him or not, personally. It's supposed to be, well, what you can do for this goddamn company. Can you bring some wins into the goddamn team? Can you bring some seats into the goddamn stands? Can you bring some goddamn money into the stadium? Can you sell some jerseys? Can we sell you as a commercial entity? Can we put you in a State Farm commercial? Can we sell some goddamn glasses? I believe Shedeur showed all that with those glasses that they came up with. He was able to produce and sell some goddamn glasses. He was able to get commercials. Let's stop acting like we don't understand that the NFL is a business. We see they would drop people that got goddamn SA situations in real time. They beat up their goddamn wives. The NFL will still allow them into the goddamn league. We know what's really going on. We need to have it. Hey, we need to be in solidarity, especially as fathers, as men. And we are going to be running on this goddamn merit-based system. NFL, where the hell is your merit? Where is it? And merit should matter more than anything else. Merit should matter more than manners. Ooh, bar. Merit should matter more than manners. Shedeur Sanders is a talented quarterback. He got the stats to prove it. He got the skills to back it up. But instead of focusing on his talent, people out here debating whether his dad is too involved. It's ridiculous. If Peyton Manning had, come on, if Peyton had been coached by Archie Manning, nobody would have cared. They would have called it a beautiful story. But when Deion Sanders coaches does controversy, is it really because Deion's not quiet? Is it really because Deion is not humble? Or is it really because he's challenging status quo? What's up, MJ? Good day, beautiful. That's fine. If that's what we needed to be, if that's what we needed to be, if this gotta be the goddamn Underground Railroad for whatever you saying, fine. And then that's what it's gonna be. But what this show is really about today is about holding people accountable for their actions and what they say is going to be pushed out there in the world. We said everything is merit based, right? No DEI, correct? That hey, nothing have to do with skin color, correct? So why when is a clear case that they didn't want this young man to have the merit that he have? When it's a clear case that this young man is getting penalized for something other than his skill set as a football player, that he's getting penalized because his black father is involved in his life. His black father is the reason why teams don't want to accept him. His black father is too involved. This is crazy to me. The link is pinned to the top of the channel. The link is pinned at the top. For everybody, because we're about to go over to the new channel. And then we're going to keep building that channel up as well. And the bigger picture is this: this is not about football. This is about how we judge people. It's about how we treat loudness versus quietness, flashiness versus humility, blackness versus whiteness. Because let's be honest, if Deion Sanders was a white guy with the same personality, people will call him charismatic. Pat McAfee. They call him a marketing genius. But because he's black, they call him arrogant. They say he's hurting his son's career. It's the same thing with Lavar Ball when he was out there pushing his son and getting his son out there. Like we see it. It's the same with any black parent who dares to be unapologetically themselves while supporting their kids. And let's not pretend it's just about sports. This happens in every industry. Loud black voices get labeled as disruptive, while loud white voices get labeled as innovative. It's a double standard that goes way, way beyond football. And it's time we start calling this shit out. Let me get some out, please. Thank you, beautiful. And it's simple. Merit should matter more than manners. Talent should speak more than personality. Whether it's Shedeur Sanders, Peyton Manning, the game is played on the field, not in the goddamn shadows of their goddamn dads. And I just don't understand. We just need to be consistent about it, because the only thing worse than the nepotism is the hypocrisy. And we're trying to act like we don't see it. It's crazy to me. Yo, KT to go as well. But anybody that has a disagreement, I will open a panel. It's plain and simple. I'll open a panel. We can have a disagreement. We can understand each other. You don't got to worry about a damn thing. This is what we're going to do. Okay, I dropped the link. I dropped the link. Let's have a conversation. If I got it wrong, please explain it. Please explain it. I want to see, where did I get this wrong at? Thank you, Dr. Quantum. What's up, Hank? I just want to see how, where, when. So I would love for it. So I believe I explained how it was about his daddy's race, because we could clearly see that when we put it in we put it with Archie Manning, right? Nobody cared about his father being overwhelmingly in his children's life and dictating where Eli went and where Peyton Manning went. You cannot name 143 players that's better than Shedeur Sanders. This whole idea that he has, we don't even see that the evidence of him being this goddamn arrogant kid. The kid is not arrogant. The kid got talent. The kid got skills. So therefore, we could erase the arrogance out, right? So his confidence is not a false confidence. It's a real confidence. So we can knock that arrogant-ish out the way. Bravado. Everybody wants their goddamn quarterback to be confident because the only way you can take over a team is by having confidence. You got to be leading a group of grown-ass men. You got to have confidence. You got to have a certain kind of presence. And Deion been prepping him his whole life for it. So again, why they did not pick, why they put him all the way down fifth. This should be a tragedy across all boards if we are talking about men that are working hard to be merit-based. And the NFL, they was together. They said, hey, they all got to, all 32 teams said, hey, this is what we're going to do to this person. Not because of anything else, but because we don't like him and his daddy. Not because he was a horrible person, not because he did any kind of crime, not because he was out in the street, not because he got baby mothers, not because he whooped women's asses, because we see all those type of individuals, they get chosen into the NFL. He also did Peyton as well. This idea, regardless, he dictated where his son went. Because guess what? The Giants drafted Phillip Rivers. And Archie Manning made a phone call. So we trying to act as if Archie Manning did this in private. No, we all know about it. He didn't do it in private. He did it in the public. Everybody knew Archie Manning decided where Eli was going. And he said, if you don't pick him up, we're going to go back into college. And again, if y'all want to see the link, I did drop the link. I'll drop it one more time because maybe y'all confused about where the link is at, where all the disagreements is. I want to see it. I don't understand it. So while we trying to act, so make sure you go to the pin link at the top so we can build a new channel. I do not understand why we trying to act as if it was in today's day and age, this whole Archie Manning thing would have been just as big as Deion. Everybody knew exactly what Archie was doing with Eli. And this was back when social media was not a beast the way how it is today. So if we know about this thing about Eli Manning and Peyton Manning, when social media was not a beast, we know how loud it actually was. We got to stop acting like because Archie did it, it was quiet. It wasn't quiet because we all knew about it when in a time where we had no reason to know about it. It was not some quiet situation. We all knew. Everybody knew. Even when Peyton got traded to Denver, Archie was involved in that too. Y'all not going to be playing against each other like that. That's why they chose the size that they chose, so they don't have to play each other. The only possible place they could play each other will be in a Super Bowl. He made sure that Archie did all that. And then this whole idea that they're using talent as a way to say, hey, he don't have a big arm. Peyton Manning does not have a big arm. So again, Davey Dix, you're 100% wrong. We know for a fact that his father's a goddamn Hall of Famer. He knows how to talk in a goddamn NFL interview. To say that he had so-called bad interviews is BS. How can he have a bad interview when he's doing what he's doing? What question you think they could have asked him that he said, no, I'm not? What? We cannot allow them to switch the whole you know what this is like, MJ? It's this whole idea of black women are angry and things like that nature. Now they trying to flip that on a goddamn Shedeur. Saying, oh, he was bad at interview. He act like he didn't care. He was moving. I don't know. He did look like he don't care about the team. He only care about himself. Absolutely not. See how happy that kid was when he finally got drafted in the 5th round after 143 people that don't deserve it got drafted before him. Even the team that drafted him drafted. We don't even know who these quarterbacks are that got drafted in front of him. I don't even understand how people are trying to even act as if Shedeur Sanders should have been picked in the 5th round. We know this is horrible. We got to act like this shit is okay. Shit is just crazy to me. I don't know how we act like this shit is okay. It is not 143 people better than Shedeur. Simple, plain, and that. This whole idea that he was horrible at interviewing is the reason why again is BS. And we need to have a conversation about what this shit was really about. Hey, and we are going to move forward in America, and everything's supposed to be merit-based. Hey, his skill set, he showed that he could run a team. His skill set shows that he's an accurate quarterback. His skill set shows that he could turn a goddamn receiver into a Heisman winner trophy. Like, stop. He's been playing in cold weather. Like, come on. It's why we keep trying to act like it's something other than some goddamn, hey, we want to show this. Who the hell is this nigga on the nag? I don't get it. It's crazy to me. Thank you so much. Shout out to my girl with the Cash App. Thank you so much. I don't know if you want me to say your name. Thank you so much for the love and support. I really appreciate you with the 10 ball. Thank you so much, man. It's very much appreciated. Especially in my time of struggle right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Goddamn. Shit. Much love, beautiful. Thank you. What up, next level? Let me bring somebody out. I just want to say, let me drop the link again for anybody that has a disagreement. I want to see this disagreement that y'all are saying. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't see how it's justifiable in any way. I don't know why we talking about this man's skill set when he has an arm. He play in cold weather. He has accuracy. He hasn't been in any kind of scandals. Is it just not okay for young black men to not have scandals? Is that the problem, that when we see a decent black kid that comes from a decent family, that's the problem that we see in America? And I don't even understand the black men that was on the same side as saying that and justifying this situation. Shout out to the Cash App. It says, for the 10 boy, says, for the struggle. Thank you so much, beautiful. No, the struggle's real as we rebuild, goddammit. it. Shit. Shout out to the people that show me love. I really appreciate that ish. I'm doing my best not to it's a curse. I gotta keep them demons off me, because that's how they be trying to get me by the damn curse words. So for all the people, I need y'all to be cammed up, and when you come on, please refrain from cursing when we having a conversation. Let's stop trying to paint narratives and just have the conversation. So I appreciate everybody. Welcome to the show, Mr. Silent. Good day, sir. How you doing? Where do I got it wrong? Do you believe Shador Sanders should have been pushed down all the way to a 5th pick, or is it the NFL showing a racist bias in real time?
I think it's the racist bias. And also, I think it was the thing of the bad interview was because he knew he was prepared for it. They probably used to kids coming there not prepared or whatever. He probably was prepared for that, so it was a bad for them. You know what I'm saying? It was a good, I'm sure that's probably what that was. That's why they said it was a bad interview because he was prepared. His dad prepared him, and I think it was the ninja wake up call. They were trying to say, hey, no, you're not going to run this. We can do it, but you can't.
Mm, crazy. It's insane. And
There's no
welcome,
reason he
no
should have been
reason
first round
whatsoever.
draft
And
pick.
also, welcome to the show, Wall Street Willie. I'm assuming you can't turn the camera on, but I appreciate you, Wall Street Willie. Good day, sir. What is your thoughts?
Good day, family. Um, I got a lot of issues with it. I mean, I think we're jumping the gun in terms of making it more than what it was. I mean, now I'll be honest. When Pittsburgh didn't draft him and their starting quarterback is who, Mason Rudolph, I was like, okay, all right,
So
it's
so you
getting
already
a
got
little
the suit on.
weird.
So all you need is your top hat and the cane.
No, I'll do a top hat.
Okay, little soft shoe. You got
Yeah,
some
nah,
taps
but
on there.
when Pittsburgh didn't draft him and Pittsburgh doesn't have a viable quarterback, I said, all right, this is a bit weird. But you got to think about the politics of it as well. Like, you have a father that wants to coach. Like, no, even Mike Tomlin, he doesn't want to deal with every other loss saying, well, maybe the future of the team is to go with new coaching. Maybe they should start Deion, as the coach. Like, who wants to draft their son's replacement? Like, so there's a nuance to it there, but I mean, he did get drafted at the end of the day.
So, so you think that is because of Dion?
I think Deion didn't make it easy. I also know he didn't go to the combine, right? So it's very easy to check that uncoachable box if you're an agent or you're a scout. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I
So,
mean,
all right,
I
so,
could
so how,
make
so how did Dion make it seem like that Shador cannot be coachable in your opinion?
no, I'm saying missing the combine
Mm.
is like Aaron Rodgers not coming to preseason warmups. You get what I'm saying? This could just be problematic. He's not trying to
So,
buy
but
into the system. He thinks
all
he's
right, so but the
bigger than the
problem is
system.
we had other players that never went to the combine that got drafted, and they especially when they such a high talent. He was ranked number 2 by ESPN.
Yeah.
He was ranked number 2, right? So, and we see the accolades that he received. He won the Golden Arm, like he won a lot of accolades while playing as well. So like the combine is not going to be the reason why they seen him or didn't see him. They know exactly what they was getting with him in the first place. He
All
didn't
right.
need the
So
combine.
I do want to make it clear though. The kid is ultra talented. I'm not denying that in any way, right? But I mean, look where Tom Brady got drafted and look at the player he became. He's just got to prove himself now. That's it. The other side of this, when I put my conspiracy kufi on, right? This could play all into the legendary brand that he's gonna build on. And they didn't believe in me. And I became a two-time MVP champion Super Bowl winner. I don't know what the play is, but I'm not about to make it race when they didn't stay at Jackson State.
I
So if
can't
you
believe
bought into this white Colorado program, then you have to abide by what that system has for you. I'm not about to make it race now.
so. The reason why we have to look at it as is a possible race play is because we see so many examples of other players that's in the same position as him that this never happened to.
I do agree with that, right? But I guess I'm holding a grudge for Jackson State. What I saw that program could have possibly become. And when Dion left, how frustrated some of the kids were.
So, so you saying if a job offer you 5 million and the place you're working at is paying you 500,000, you gonna stay for the culture? That's what you're saying. You gonna
I,
stay?
listen, if I did a video with a S curl and a chest full of chains talking about must be the money, then yeah, at this point in my life, I'm gonna do it for the culture. Yes.
Hey,
If
shout out to the cast app. It says turn your struggle into a major hustle. Thank you so much, my brother. I don't know what's going on with my
salute,
situation, but it's
salute.
a lot of things at play for sure. I need to burn some more goddamn sage in the goddamn house for sure. Like it's so many
No,
things that's happening. But
I don't believe him. I don't believe you. You trying to tell me you're gonna turn down 5 million
but
compared to
so hold
five
on
hundred
with the
thousand?
Jackson State thing situations that they said they was going to pay him a certain amount of money. They didn't pay him. They said they was going to give him money off the door, and they never paid him the money off the door. And so he had to leave because they breached their contract.
Well, wait, that's where I gotta stop you. He didn't have to leave, right? If you're saying you left for the money, after all you made, like in your career in endorsements, you're not out here chasing a buck. So was it really for the culture or not?
You
So
talking about years ago? I mean, you talk.
I'm saying if it wasn't for the culture then, I'm not about to wave the RBG flag now. You get what I'm saying? Like, if he's coming out of Jackson State, had the career that he had in college, and we're having this issue now, oh yeah, I'm on the front line. Give me a
So okay,
picket
so
sign.
see your job now. They said they're gonna give you a bonus in December, and they don't. But then you get another job offer, say, "Oh, we're gonna pay you more, and plus we're gonna give you a bonus right now." You're not gonna take it, or you're gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna stay with my job because I've been here so long, and even though they didn't give me my bonus, I'm just gonna still stay here."
You're leaving out the major factor. You're leaving out HBCU. You're leaving out the fact that this was sold as something that would be great for black.
That HBCU, okay.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's the major factor you're leaving out. When he went on that endeavor, it was sold as something that could build our representation and, you know, competition in that area. And he switched lanes for a better check. So I'm saying, don't cry to me now talking about race. It is what it is now. If you're just playing into the game, and this is the game, we can draft you whenever we want.
No, but no. So the problem is that so we cannot allow this to be okay. If everything's going to be merit based, this cannot be okay. If everything's going to be off the talent, this cannot be okay. And we got to call a spade a spade. This man is literally being targeted. I know a little bit about that in the last couple of days. I know how
But
that feels.
but
And then
now
they
we
try to say
also
that
have to look.
he has an attitude problem where it's no proof of this man's attitude problem. But when we have somebody like Johnny Manziel, somebody that literally sniffed cocaine in college, that was a party promoter. He did a whole bunch
Yeah.
of nonsense. He didn't even have the accolades in football the way how he has on the field as this young kid, and he has no blemish on his record whatsoever. He's actually shown that he is coachable by going from Jackson to Colorado and push his teammates forward. His players doesn't have no issues with him. Deion don't have no play. Like, we don't hear no stories of this young man, any kind of proof that this young man is uncoachable. But somehow we want to believe 32 NFL teams to say that even though he was pushed as the number 2 quarterback in the world right now, coming out this weak ass draft with quarterbacks, that he was deserved. Come on.
No, you're preaching the gospel. I will say that, but wait, look at his conference. Who did he play? Who did he really prove himself against? Do we
So
see
you mean
wins against the Buckeyes or anybody? No, he was from a weak conference.
so
It's not like
what
this.
so you saying that so are you saying that Travis Hunter didn't deserve the Heisman Trophy?
No, I'm saying Travis Hunter's an absolute freak. He's a freak of nature. He is.
Who threw to the Heisman winner trophy?
Yeah, but that argument could
Who?
be
Just say the
made for
name. I just
Brock.
want
What?
you to
Look,
I want you to
listen to what
say
I'm
his
saying.
name. Say that
Brock
man's
Purdy
name.
could have made those same completions. You
Say
get what I'm
that young
saying?
man's name. Who threw to the Heisman winner trophy? Say his name.
There's no
It was
but in there.
Shador. It was
There
definitely
we
Shedeur.
go. Shedeur Sanders. There we go. So Shedeur threw to the Heisman winner trophy. So therefore, we cannot say that he was in a weak conference when they gave the Heisman trophy to somebody that played on his team. We can't.
This kid plays on both sides of the ball. Like, that's different. That's
Hey, Willie.
spectacular.
Willie, I
Like,
got a question for you.
good.
Competition or not, do you think accuracy would be a good representation of something?
Absolutely. And that's the only argument I could
He
respect when
had
it's
the most
made.
accurate
He's ultra
season
accurate.
ever last year.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
I get it.
I mean, I don't think we shouldn't listen. The debate can't be about the talent. Jackson Dart, if we're talking about competition levels, Jackson fucking Dart. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know Dart.
Yeah. That's who the New York Giants chose over him. His completion percentage is worse. He hasn't beat any competition. Yo, Tyler Shrew. Do you know who that is? This man played it. Look, you listen to me, y'all. Tyler Shroud was picked second, the first quarterback in the second round over Shedeur. This man has been injured. He's been in college for 6 years. He's been injured 5 of those 6 years.
Yo, bro, you could not tell me that
Got
the
that contextual
Pittsburgh
protection.
Steelers weren't going to draft him. Like, their starting quarterback is Mason Rudolph.
Oh,
Who
that's when I knew it was,
exactly?
man. That's when I said I knew it was some bullshit. And I
I'm
know
not gonna
we don't
lie.
want to
That's when
make
my
it.
ears went up like, like, oh no,
Yeah.
this is gonna be weird for the kid. But
And I know we don't want to make this racial, and I apologize because I know I just hopped in like that, right? But salute to everybody on the panel, salute to
family.
everybody in the chat. Thank you, Sharon, for having me on. But yeah, as we talk about this, bro, it is a racial thing because it is about prime. Even if we want to say, and let's be very, very honest, it's a prime adult black male with kids who are doing just as much, and they could either allow them to be the black Mannings, but they're like, nah, we don't want black Mannings, let alone black anything. But just play. That's what you do. Don't think you dictating nothing here. We know Arch gonna be a top 5 draft pick next year. I guarantee that.
So, am I crazy for holding a grudge for Jackson State?
Yes.
I gotta let it go.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
understand.
you say now you want to did it, but you would have did it in that same position. You would have did it too. You say you're not because it's not in your face.
I'm saying that if I was already wealthy and I'm claiming I'm doing this for the culture, then yeah, I could have skipped the money. The money will come eventually. More than he's gonna be an NFL coach. Let's be clear. Deion is on the road to being a NFL head coach.
Yes, so I'm sure uh, where he's at now is a better position than where he would have been at the other place. It was a step up. So then the next step is going to be the
But
NFL coach.
now that's fine, right? If that's the argument you want to make, right? The other side of that argument is if I'm Mike Tomlin, right? And I done had my last 3 seasons have been trash, right? And I know every game I lose, right? While we keep this kid on the bench, because he's not going to play many games for the Browns this season. We may see him if someone gets hurt or next season, maybe. But every game we lose, maybe they should give Shedeur a shot. And there was recent footage of Deion Sanders talking to the wide receivers. Maybe Deion should coach. Before you know it, 2 bad seasons later, you out the door. Nobody's
And
gonna hire their replacement.
so that sounds like fear then. So that means he know he's better than him. So that sounds like fear.
I'm about to say that sound like hater shit.
Well, the
Like,
reason I use Mike Tomlin, though, this is another black coach and a phenomenal
mhm.
black head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
In
what I'm
spite of the
saying. It
last
still
2
sounds like
seasons.
hater shit.
hey, look,
We can
he
hate
might
on
have
each
the
other.
same skin color, but clearly he ain't for the people.
Nah, we ain't doing that to Mike Tomlin.
Oh yes, we
We ain't.
are. Oh yes, we are. We
No, I
don't.
We
won't
are
even do it to
not
Mike
doing
because I
that
don't
to
believe
Mike.
Mike who didn't draft him. I think the owners came to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's no way all these struggling teams waited until the 5th fucking round to pick Shador. They needed quarterback, especially New Orleans. I think it had to be an ownership thing.
Absolutely. They all the owners was goddamn. They was with it. They was like, hey, we sent a email out, and we are going to humble Deion. We're gonna humble Deion. We're gonna humble all these goddamn black dads that think that they have email out, and we are going to humble
Somebody
Deion.
got
We're gonna
feedback.
humble
Feedback.
Deion. We're gonna humble.
Either
I
man.
don't know what happened to Willie's mic, but yeah, he had feedback all of a sudden. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what happened, but he all of a sudden got feedback. But yeah, so now we understand what the NFL is trying to tell us. Hey, we don't mind fathers being involved in your life as long as you're not black. Soon as you have a black father, soon as you have a black father that is involved, like Lavar Ball, we heard all the shit that happened with him. We see all the things that's happening with Deion now. Like Shiloh had to fire his father as an agent so he could get signed.
So first of all, but now this is when me and Bracy have to part ways. You know, we've been doing good for like 3 weeks, and now he trying to make this about a race thing. So first of
It
all,
is about race.
how long? Let's first of all, this wasn't a quarterback draft. It was only 5 teams that needed quarterback, 6 teams that need quarterback. So this idea that 32 teams could have drafted him is not true. It's about how many spots available for quarterbacks. Second of all, Deion said, out of these 6 teams that are available, my son can't go to 3 of them. So now we down to at least 3 teams that could have the ability to draft him. So when we paint this narrative, 20 teams passed him. First of all, 20 teams, 25 teams wasn't looking for quarterbacks because they already got young quarterbacks. If you look at the last 2 drafts, they already took quarterbacks.
This
And
is
that
crazy. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, L. Good day, sir. How you doing? It's my first time seeing you, brother.
Peace. How you doing? How you doing, brothers?
We're doing well, thank you. You want to build you? What's your position on this situation right here?
Really quick, I can't see it. It's not showing you guys for some reason.
I just because it's my first time, I just want to make sure you're a real person because sometimes
I'm legit.
I just want to make sure you're a real person.
My take on it, I have a very unique take on it. I think that it was collusion, but not for the reasons that you think.
Okay.
I just this is my thing. Deion Sanders represents the modern college coach. Like I just was looking at with Quinn Ewers from Texas, Shedeur, some of them other kids, how much money that the kids that went in the later rounds, they actually losing money. You got cats that was freshmen and sophomores in college football making $6-7 million taking pay cuts.
NIL changed the game.
So my thing is, I'm just gonna be real with you. I think the NFL owners say, look, cool, we finna shut all this, down. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna send a message. We know we gonna get that back like we don't even care. It's gonna happen. He wasn't gonna get picked. I'm gonna tell you why he got picked. When that dumbass I love white people, but when that DC's son made that damn call and it went viral, I think Goodell called like, hey, yo, this is getting ugly. We getting killed on social media right now. It's already, bro, you got church sermons about this stuff right now. It's big. I think, they just was like somebody grab him, and Deion and Musgraves, who's the quarterback coach over, they got a relationship. Now, how do I know proof of that? When you look at his son Bucky's his YouTube channel, and you see the video with Shador, actually the real draft call, not the one where he was sitting in front. He up there, thank you. Like I ain't never seen Deion Sanders like that. We could go a little deeper, but they definitely pulled a move on him. Now the NFL, if they don't chastise this boy that made that prank call on Shador, it's gonna get ugly, man. Because this is bigger than sports now. This is a racial issue on every talk show in the country right now. And if it's even perceived that Shador ain't getting the best shape, you got so many casuals. You got people in the Baptist church, the barbershops, the trap house. Everybody got an opinion on this situation with this boy. So, it's crazy, man.
That's a
Good
I love
take.
that. Go
I
ahead,
got
Willie.
one worse than that. I just met y'all, so I don't want to get kicked out. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I promise. I'm gonna say this. Deion been humbled, but just for now. Cause look, day one he was looking like, damn, this what they on. Damn, y'all gonna pull a move like that. Day two, they had the whole play. When he got that call, they put it out. That forced the people hand. Listen, I'm telling you, man, because the whole play, this was the real play. We ain't gonna draft him. We gonna blame it on his attitude, but we gonna draft everybody else. That was gonna hurt his stock. They already separated Travis Hunter. Peep that. Travis Hunter, they got him on. They didn't. Hey nigga, don't man, go your ass up. You could peep the whole thing, man. And you know, a lot of people have a speculation on stuff like this. You gonna see. Now watch this. If you look at the Browns draft room, all of them, bro. You know what I'm talking about, KT?
Facts. Nah, they was in there looking like somebody died for real,
bro. Because the call came. Listen, Goodell worked for the owners. He just the owners got to pay that money. I'm telling you, man. They saying, dude, we getting slaughtered. You got Meek Mill, Wale.
So, but here's the thing, Al. So here's the real problem that it is that so even the team that eventually drafted him, you cannot say the two quarterbacks that you already drafted above him is better than him.
Listen, big bro, it's not even a better than worse than conversation right now.
It is though.
It's not really because they don't care about that. It's the boy was making $6 million. Look, I'm telling you, bro, like it's not about skill. That shows you that they don't care what he represented. And but look, I'm telling you, if I show you this video, Deion up there like, can I talk to the GM? Thank you. Man,
Yeah,
because
there's a conversation that $4 million for a kid coming out of college isn't enough. That's the conversation. So think about his pay scale going forward. I
but
mean,
watch this. They had to pull a move right now. I'm gonna tell you why. You got Jeremiah Smith coming out. Not Jeremiah, the kid from what's the kid from that wide receiver everybody loved from Ohio State?
Oh yeah, the rookie dude last year.
No, the new dude. He coming out. No, the new dude. He a new kid. Archie Manning coming out. The kid is look at the Nico Ialiva, whatever dude. It's gonna keep happening. They had to let them know, hey, bro, we not fucking around. We not playing no games. We holding the line. We will not draft you. And the thing about Shedeur, he just the victim of that. I'm telling you, bro, it's ugly.
That's fine. So
you talking about that African kid?
So that's fine that he's a victim of this situation, but we need to stand up as men and say, hey, we are not gonna just allow this to happen, say that it is okay, just because you are the so-called big bad billionaires of the world. Nah, bro. You said this shit was all merit-based. You got the best athletes in the world, and you drafting off of merit. This is why you don't care if they whoop their wife ass and they have a case literally. You don't care if they sniffing cocaine. You don't care if you're dealing with drug dealers. You don't care if you're dealing with people that have attempt murders. You don't care if one of these goddamn football players ran over somebody before and they got off because they was a star athlete in their town. Like all these things that the NFL got. The NFL is not a clean space, not even close.
And that's the whole thing. What you're saying is spot on. That's why it's a real civil war. Listen, Mel Kiper is the draft. They had him up there ready to crack because he knows
he's about to fight somebody out there.
Y'all got me looking crazy. The fix is in. Y'all playing this boy. Like, not listen. This situation is stinky, it's dirty, and it ain't over. Because listen, that boy got that phone number a certain way. And now you got the black community. I'm talking about like the real black community. I'm talking aunties and all of, and they coming after him. And they demand.
Shador said, "How does anyone even have this number?"
But see, listen, that's well, you gotta understand Deion Sanders. They knew it was an NFL connect that did. So they said, let's put that out there.
He was a coach's son.
Exactly. Now watch this. He looking like, damn. They just put us out there. We had to apologize. But now the Falcons say we ain't doing nothing. Now I'm seeing all of CNN and MSNBC black commentators. We need blood. They already bowed to the mob. Now I'm telling you, this situation stinks. If he go to listen, first of all, I just seen a White House briefing an hour ago. They asking the press secretary about this again. This is the most divisive issue in America right now. I promise you. I know it seems silly,
What
goofy.
they hold on? They asked about this Shedeur situation.
And you know what they said? Man,
they
with
say?
Trump, the reason he got drafted.
And
Because
that's fine. And you know what? I think they might have a good case of that because after he says something about it, say, hey, listen, NFL, y'all wilding right now. It's supposed to be about talent, right? Because Trump he's smart enough to understand what the optics is going to look like. The optics is going to look like, hey, y'all not choosing this kid off of merit, y'all choosing it off of something else, and then now you're going to make it seem as if, hey, black folks, what we need to do. Get together and take over the XFL because guess what? You take all of those black talent out of the NFL. I'm sorry to tell you.
Did they mention Carmelo in that press briefing at all?
I didn't see that. I saw the clip, but let me tell you this though. It's only gonna get better. Cause listen, that Browns room, man, that room with their front office, bro. If they make one mistake, even if they let's give a kid a shot, and it's perceived as they did it, you about to get people, man. Listen, it's so messy right now, bro. This is the ugly situation. Look, this so ugly, bro. It really affects Deion's college situation because if they feel like, it does. Because if they feel like he can't get kids to the league in high numbers, like
recruits not coming.
They not coming. See, Deion peeped. Listen, I'm telling you, Deion peeped that. But this the thing, man. If you study history, right, they hit Julius Caesar with all them daggers, right, and he died. They just let Deion Sanders get out this situation, knowing that this was a character assassination attempt, a career assassination attempt. This was a real hit. I don't think that, when you guys. Man, that was crazy.
But how are we forgetting Travis Hunter and all this?
Travis Hunter,
that's his puppy too.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they flipped him. I think they say, nigga, get away from him right now. You could just peep the energy. You could peep the energy.
I mean, you could tell because from the beginning, Travis Hunter's agent is Lil Wayne.
Bingo, Lil Wayne.
He never had Deion until when he started going into the draft, he got Wayne as his agent. But that's why he's good. And even if what you talking about the Browns fucking up, I want you to go look at their page. Okay, so what they did was even for the 7th round recruit, they had this thing called a conference call, and then they had a private interview. Yeah. Shedeur only did a conference call. His conference call got 200,000 views. They ain't give him no private interview. Like you could already tell they really don't want him there. But like you said, Goodell made the call.
Goodell, bro, y'all finna fuck our money up. Somebody got to take them right now, especially when that call came out. Now, this is the other part of that. Dude, Travis Hunter, first of all, Deion said publicly, we ain't going to the draft. We doing something in Colorado. Man, Travis Hunter, they pulled the plug on it. They say, hey, he going to be in Green Bay. Fuck what you talking about. So then Deion okay, well, we going to do it at the house down in Dallas. Now,
he's the Heisman winner, though. Come on, the Heisman winner has to go.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that Travis Hunter they kind of woke up and said, "Oh man, they kind of finessed me." I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Deion Sanders, but he kind of peeped okay. Remember, all this started when he flipped Travis to JSU. Mm-hmm. When he flipped him to JSU, that shit was so powerful. It made Saban retire. Now Saban don't care now because he got the game. He like, hey, whatever, that's my homie. But that changed everything. When he flipped dude to that school, and then they went over, and then they realized, okay, the hit on this boy gonna be he ain't playing the competition. Let's go to Colorado. Then they went to Colorado and did all that quote unquote, you know what, stuff, had all them rappers up there, and it was points in time when they were saying Deion Sanders is the face of college football to the point where you got Belichick Like shit, I might, man, this college might be the move, man. I'm gonna go down here and go to college. So they had to stop that. Man, this man got all NFL staff on all them like they had to shut that down, man. And they shut it down. Listen, next year, I promise you, ain't gonna be no black arrogant court. It's not happening. They walking on eggshells. The NFL show we ain't playing no games.
So now that the NFL ain't playing the games, do we not believe that this is a race play with the NFL, that they don't want talented quarterbacks that is pocket passes like Shedeur, talented quarterbacks that is coming from nuclear families, affluent neighborhoods, affluent families that have a mother and father there, because you cannot take advantage of this young kid, because Deion knew to play. He know what y'all gonna do. He know how to prep his kid for an interview. So this whole idea that he did not know how to interview is BS. They trying to pay him as the black person that cannot get along with nobody, even though his whole career shows that he gets along very well by transferring schools, by him throwing the ball to his high school, by any time that he had a issue. Shador took all the blame. He said, yeah, I got to do better. I got to make better passes. He never put the problem on any of his players, ever. And like, so this whole idea that he is only for himself and his branding is a mark on his record is crazy, because all quarterbacks, all of them, they brand themselves. Every last one of them brand themselves. It's never been a quarterback in the history of the NFL that's not getting branded and using the NFL as their brand themselves. I mean, for God's sakes, Patrick Mahomes is what is State Farm.
Brother Bracy,
and before you go, I want either man to substantiate his point earlier, because we about to cook him. Go ahead, either man.
I had to. First of all, I'm a award-winning chef on this show, so let me cam up for this nigga first, because he's talking crazy. Second of all, it's crazy. Y'all guys are out of y'all mind if y'all gonna say it is racist in the first quarterback. I mean, the first pick was a black quarterback. So we got to get out of race. We can't say that. Hold on.
We don't, bro.
Listen, hold on, bro. I'm going to give you your chance. I'm going to get your chance to run your radio, right?
Hey, I'm a private chef. I cook for money. Let's go.
The point that I'm telling you guys is, it's crazy that we want to make it about race. Now, we can make it about class, we can make it about status, but we see black after black after black after black, and then we go turn around, and I see some black men go come up here on this Monday morning and say, oh, it's about race. It got to be about race. It ain't about status. It's not about his father, how his father is perceived by these NFL owners. We ain't gonna even acknowledge the point that it was reported, regardless if it's true or not, that he wasn't even showing up to certain interviews because he didn't want to be a part of certain teams, right? So this idea, we start talking about his debut, we start talking about all the factors. Then we go say, hey, you know what? If you take this black man over this other black man, that means that it's racist. No,
that's not what we're saying,
it can't be racist if I chose from two black people.
That's not true, bro. See, because they pick and token blacks or blacks that I say, you sit and say, oh, see, that absolves them. No. What Shedeur Sanders represents and represented is so, because I want to use the right word, because this is important. Cam Ward, no disrespect to the brother. That's a phenomenal brother, you know. But he does not have the profile publicly that Shedeur and Deion has. So that's not to discount him. And I get what you're saying. But
hold on, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question.
But he was in the running for the Heisman.
No. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let me have just a question. Would you think overall people say that Cam is a better quarterback than Shedeur?
Absolutely.
I'm talking about from a professional out.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, cool. So we can't talk about Cam. Whether you call him a token or not token, we all say he's a better quarterback. So that was
and that's unfair. As talented as he is,
hold on. My argument is
unfair as talented as he is to call him a token.
No.
That boy's good.
No. When I say token, I'm not talking. When this is not a skills conversation I'm having. What I'm saying
But
is,
that's how
no, no,
NFLs make decisions, though.
no,
You
that's
can't
not how
say
they make a decision.
let's remove
No,
skills.
no, no,
Listen to
no, no,
what
no,
you
no,
said,
no.
L.
Hear me
L, you
out.
sound
Hear me
crazy.
out. What I'm
All right,
saying
go ahead,
right
L.
now is the image of Cam Ward is quote unquote safer to white America than what Deion Sanders and Shedeur represents. Let's be real. I just watched some people say, why the hell would he still have a party after you got what I'm saying? Like, they go hard with that. The nigga got VVS diamonds on and look like that makes white America uncomfortable. It happened with a lot of people. It happened with Allen Iverson. It happened with a lot of these type of guys, man. So I'm not discounting what you're saying, but just because they pick a certain black people, listen, you had people on that drill, man, you really want me? Oh my God. Like, bro, they want that nigga lick
Man,
my boo
but
energy.
listen, L, you sound like a fool.
Hey,
Let me tell you why you
I
sound
love
like a
you.
fool. You went to
That's not
Toronto.
foolish,
Listen,
brother. That's
no,
not
listen.
foolish,
I
brother.
love you, L.
Let's
Listen,
go
I
one
love you.
mic at a time. One mic at a time. Go ahead, eat it, man.
I love you, L. But you can't say that he made white people uncomfortable after he went to Colorado. Because they embraced him. Like this idea.
Bingo.
Oh
Hold
nah,
on,
No,
listen,
no,
hold
no,
on,
that's
no. If you
no.
on
Bingo.
their team,
Let me
trust me,
finish.
a lot
Okay,
of
go
people
ahead, L.
when they no
Say
listen,
what you gotta
when
say
they
and I'm gonna
retired
respond.
that goddamn jersey, you see how they switched on him. So don't act like he was just all pie in the sky. They gonna roll with you if you win it, but that image does make black, not black, but white folks uncomfortable. You gotta admit that, brother. Deion made him feel uncomfortable. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, but the problem is not just because Edelman's argument that they drafted other black players, that's why we can't make it race, is just not a true statement whatsoever. It's not even close to it, because the problem is just how he presented it, is that it's because that Shedeur, he represents the new mold of the young black man. We are not this goddamn negative. We are criminals. We cannot be worked with. We come from one parent households, and we gotta and all these negative stereotypes. He is the absolute representation of what good people are, or what good black young men are. And this is the same
And we
reason why
leave the
Carmelo.
Now,
This is the
brother,
same reason why Carmelo Anthony is getting a lot of pushback that he's getting as well, because he's a good kid, go to school, do everything right, and they trying to say, hey, it is no way that you could be successful publicly, be loud, wear jewelry, and also be successful. No,
now,
you
brother
cannot have
Percy, I
both. Is what
agree with the
they
brother
problem
Emmanuel
is.
about one thing, though. I agree with him about one thing. Deion Sanders, and he didn't say this, but I know he'll agree with me. Deion fucked up. I'm gonna tell you why he fucked up. He botched this motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you why. He saw these people was kind of rolling with him, and he went on Gilly and Wallow and said that Eli shit. Man, when he said that, he let them know, I'm coming in to re-rock some shit. And they sat his ass down. And Shador, honestly, alone, because I ain't gonna lie, he probably did fuck up a lot. I'm just being real. But because look, when you coming like that, you gotta be rock solid. I'm being honest. When you come in militant, like how they talk, like it's gonna be an Eli, we ain't going, we gonna negotiate this deal the way we gonna go. He ain't going to certain teams. It's just kind of like, nah, you done made, like, we done humbled you, bro. Like, yeah, your son gotta be the fifth string on the team you don't like. That's what I'm saying. So I fully expect, I'm gonna be honest with you. Deion just kind of got ambushed with kind of how this happened. If this shit don't go right, I expect them to pull Shador out, and they're gonna sue the NFL for collusion.
Well, no, hold on 1 second. Let's cook it 1 point at a time. L, you watch drafts, right? This is not your first draft,
Yeah,
right?
I watch draft.
All right, so can we agree that this was not a quarterback draft?
Yeah, these quarterbacks want shit.
All right, so this first of all, this wasn't a quarterback draft because if you
Last year
watch the
was a
last,
quarterback draft.
hold on, if you watch
last
the
year was not a
last two
quarterback.
quarterback, hold on,
What,
if you
last year? What?
We had a good quarterback draft in like
I
10
mean,
years,
that's
bro.
perspective. You had Drake May, you had Richardson was. But I'm just saying that was a draft where a lot of quarterbacks went early.
all right.
Yeah.
So hold on. Before I just want to go, so if we look at teams like Atlanta, Atlanta got the guy from Washington. They don't
Penix.
need no quarterback, right? All right, so if you look at, like I'm saying, if you really look at it, most of the quarterbacks in the NFL are young. Can we agree with that? If we look
Yeah.
at the Redskins, if we look at this, so over the last couple of years, most teams have acquired a quarterback. Can we agree on that part or
Yeah.
not?
Everybody pretty loaded up.
All right, somebody load up. So then it come down to about 6 teams. We talking Tennessee. We talk about the Browns. We talking about the Steelers, right? And we talk about a handful of teams that actually need it. I think Wilson's gonna come back. I think Wilson's coming back to the Steelers, regardless if we think that he's a good fit or not,
No, he
right?
signed to the
No,
Giants.
Hold on,
Wilson
hold
had
on.
the
See,
Giants.
now
Yeah,
this
now
is
he's
this,
already gone.
Yeah.
That's
already-
why the Steelers skipping
Hold
over
on.
him was a little
Crazy.
problematic for me. I was
A
like, all
little?
right, come on, man.
Man,
A
listen,
Mason,
little?
Listen,
Mason
hold on,
Rudolph
Crazy.
is crazy.
Before we derail, L.
A little?
I just want to make sure
Mason
me and
Rudolph
L
is
on the same
crazy.
page
no,
before we move
Tomlin
forward.
was gonna
Hold on,
make
hold on,
that
hold on.
pick.
Hold on. So
They
I just want,
they
hold on.
tapped
All
that
right,
nigga on his shoulder.
don't finish
Hold
it
on,
up.
one
And,
second, one second.
hold on,
I
let
just
that
got
Edelman
one
finish
question
it up
for
because
L.
we about to cook Edelman point of view up. This is crazy that he even said Wilson. That was crazy. Also, I'm gonna let everybody know we are moving to the new channel because y'all know what they try to do to me. It is what it is, and we're gonna build it up quicker, faster, better than ever. Also, welcome to the show. And T, so we are going to the stream is still going to be up, but we are going to the new channel. Everybody that's watching is going to be redirected. Please make sure you hit that like and share button on the new channel as well. Go ahead, Edelman, finish up because you are about to get cooked. Go ahead,
All right,
E.
cool. So hold on. So check this out. So first, I just want to make sure me and L can get on the same page first.
Yeah.
So you agree that it was only 6 teams that could have drafted him for a quarterback.
Absolutely.
So we can't hold 32 teams accountable like Sharon did, because that would be a strongman argument if he tried to say all 32 of these teams didn't draft him when only 6 need quarterbacks.
Listen,
Nah, that ain't
Tell
no.
me if you agree or disagree.
let me answer your question. I could partially agree with you, but the reality is that every team is looking for every position.
No, that's
Hold on,
not.
no.
I
Let
thought
me
you
hold
watched
on,
drafts. You watched
wait.
drafts.
No,
They
Sharon,
know
can I
what
jump
they
in,
want
bro?
before they
let
even
me
go to
answer.
the
Let me
year.
answer.
E,
Yes,
let,
I'm gonna
hold-
bring you
yeah,
in
let
very
me say
short,
one
and I
thing.
got you.
No, let me just say my point real quick. Listen, when a player like that start falling, people don't even care. They just grab him. Just, you know what I'm saying? That's what the whole point is. Like, dude, you
Fact.
got a first rounder. They're going to grab the best available. So you got to hold all 32 teams liable, period. You know what I'm saying? Because at any point when he start free falling game, when, like I'm talking about, when you got to like rounds 3, it was like, man, somebody better grab dude. It's ugly right now.
But you speaking emotional, because listen,
That's not
if I'm the
emotional,
Browns,
bro.
hold on, listen. I think the Browns did great. Why waste a first round pick if you can get that same person in the 5th? It's almost this argument as an employer. Why
Because
would I
how did
pay
they
you
know that?
They wasn't
150,000
gonna
if I can
draft.
get you for
Because he's a
50,000?
No, listen.
Hold on, let me jump in for a second. Y'all are talking as if this dude is I get it, he's a diamond in the rough, but the Browns got Deshaun Watson already. So you're talking like
Deshaun injured for the
only
rest of the
16,
season.
huh?
They're
He's
not rocking
injured for
with
the
that.
rest of the season. He's probably not even going.
Understandable, but you talking about bringing a boy out of college to start quarterback. Rarely do these guys even start right out of college. So this has
Man,
been a
look,
conundrum for years.
CJ.
Hold on, let me finish. This has been a conundrum for years in sports. Do some teams draft because of need and position? Other teams draft because they just take the best available player. Sometimes that's based on the team and the organization. Sometimes it's based on the talent that's available in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Some players are just that good where it's like, look, we don't give a damn what position you play. We'll take him. Hey, we need a quarterback. This dude is a linebacker. Fuck it. We just going to have to start him at quarterback. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. He's just that damn good. Like, it just happens like that. And, bro, keep in mind, there were teams that passed up on Michael Jordan, bro, because they didn't need a shooter. They needed a big man. It happens.
Yeah, that's
You know
terrible.
what I'm
It was
saying?
like
So,
2
you know
teams
what I'm saying?
past
Like, let
Jordan.
this boy's career, the cream rises to the top. It will.
Bro,
And,
I'm
you
gonna
know what
be
I'm saying?
honest
Even
with you.
Deion, his family, they know that. It is what it is. You got the
No,
spot. You
bro.
got the chance to earn it. That's it. You're going to force the coach to play you. That's all you got to do.
Bro.
You know?
Y'all got to stop using logic on a situation that's illogical. This shit is illogical. Like, look, what you saying with any other motherfucker, I would agree 100% you right. Dude, you know why they froze that boy out.
But no, Al, did you just say we got to start using logic as men?
No, No, you mangled what I said. I said we got to stop using logic on situations that are illogical or is illogical. I'm sorry, there's a lot going on. Look, man, you got personalities even saying we can't explain this shit to you. It's just certain shit and times with things that happen that we can't explain because this shit is fucked up, like the Lamar Jackson situation. Why they was just like, man, we ain't gonna touch him. Why the fuck you ain't gonna touch him? Oh, because it's gonna set a precedent. Kaepernick. It's certain backroom conversations, and it don't never. And listen, it don't even gotta be in a text form. They just know, oh man, we know what this means. We ain't fucking with it. I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders is a polarizing figure. That's why we still talking about it on a Monday. They had to freeze him out. All the points y'all coming with, some of them may be valid. That's not why they froze him out, man. They knew that Deion was going to, if they took him high and when he got that work, Deion going to come in and negotiate some shit. It was going to set a precedent. Them kids after that, the floodgates was going to be open. They wanted to check that shit at the door. Do I think it was about race? Slightly. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was a racial component. But listen, no, because if it's a black person that's playing ball, they're going to fuck with him. They knew bro and them wasn't going to play no motherfucking ball. So that's why they froze him out. And now, shit, Deion's so smart. They spinning it racially. Now, I'm telling you really, bro, that defensive coordinator's son fucked the whole play up. Because when
he was gonna go undrafted. I'm with you on that.
Undrafted, bro. When he called that phone and Deion when them was smart enough to leak that shit to Barstool, because he cool with Portnoy, knowing whatever. That it got weird at that point.
I think he orchestrated it low key because you know he still got good ties with Atlanta. Like, yeah, he's still good in Atlanta with the Falcons. And I said that as soon as I found out, like, hold up, the son, the defensive coordinator for the Falcons.
KT, you a fucking prophet. That's what happened, bro. That's what happened.
That's a bar right there. Like,
that's what happened.
Teams, the defensive corner where Deion is known for. Who drafted Deion? Who drafted Deion? What side of the field did he play for?
Mm-hmm.
But no, bigger than that, they was like, oh, we found it. We ain't gonna do nothing to him. It was like it wasn't no. They just.
I was about to say if y'all heard the story too, the way they said the son found it. He said that the son told the story. He said, "Well, I went in the room and my dad's iPad was open, and the first number on there was Shedeur's."
KT, you a prophet,
you
bro.
Feel me? So that's like I already said it. I'm like, because I'm saying the same thing you saying. I'm like, bro, this nigga about to go undrafted. When it's the fourth round, third round, when it's the end of the third, I said I ain't gonna lie, it's over for him. They done blackballed him. Then their shit popped up. I'm like, hold up, what the fuck? I thought it was. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't think it was.
Y'all know how this works, man. These guys get their opportunity.
Let's get one mic. Go ahead, Either Man and T1 to jump in. Go ahead.
All right, so I want to understand. So, Al, what do you think was the bigger factor? Was it race or was it name?
I don't even think it was name. I think it was just what the boy represented.
Oh, so you think the Sanders name didn't mean nothing on why he got drafted?
So no. I think so. So I answer it. So it's 100% to do with the name and the race. They want to make a statement to say, hey, listen, we don't give a damn if you are affluent, if you are a Hall of Famer. So all this idea of prestige and pedigree is only for the white folks. That shit is for Archie Manning to do. Archie Manning got the pedigree to say, hey, where his sons could go. But your black ass, you better sit down, throw the ball, catch the ball, and do what we say, and that is it. Don't think that you have the same as goddamn Archie Manning just because you're a Hall of Famer. You are not the same pedigree, and so that makes it about race.
Hey, brother Brace.
That's it. Thinking about it.
So it's a different situation, though. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I know it sounds easy to equate it, bro, but keep in mind, Archie Manning it wasn't just the pedigree. His boys, both of them, was hands down #1 picks. And on top of that, he didn't trip about his first son going
not a #1 pick.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't even go #1 in his draft. What are you
talking about? He did go #1 in his draft. What are you talking about? He went
No,
number
Eli
one to
did
the
not.
San Diego
I-
Chargers and
hold on.
demanded a trade to the Giants.
Hey, brother.
What are you talking about?
And
I
hold on,
think
Auntie,
y'all
his father demanded that trade.
Understandable, but keep in mind there was already a body of work there. Okay, he was the number one pick coming out of Ole Miss, but also Peyton Manning was already like on top of the game. So it was like he didn't trip. Archie didn't trip when his son Peyton went to damn Indianapolis. He didn't. But at this point, it's like, yo, if you got a chance to even get another Peyton, my boy is not going to play in San Diego. Not for this franchise. He's going to play right there.
I
It was
can
just
see
a
what
different
No, but hold on,
situation. Shedeur was not a hands down number one pick. He wasn't that.
So that's
So
fine. I could agree that he's not hands down number one. That is fine.
He's
But
definitely top five for sure,
he's-
brother.
Right. He could like
The
if he
top
went in the second.
stoppers,
Hold
you
on,
got
hold
CJ,
on,
the
hold
But
on,
even bigger
hold
than
on,
but
hold
hold
on. I
on.
No,
want to
Jay,
make
the
sure.
top only one
Hold
team
on,
in the
E.
top five
Hold on,
decent
hold on, E.
quarterbacks.
But y'all,
Hold
but
on,
y'all
hold
going
on,
through
because I'm
hold
like,
on.
y'all
Wait,
make it seem
L,
like these guys
L.
don't want to win
One mic
games
at a
or
time. I
something.
got y'all.
They
We all
want to
gonna have
win
a chance to
games.
talk. We all gonna have a chance to talk. I promise y'all. So what I want to say is to talk to what if he'd have went low even in the second round, that would have been okay. Wouldn't have been as big as a deal. But the problem is that Shador is better than 143 other people that went before him. That is the issue. And that's when we understand that it's a little bit more. And for the reason that we understand that Archie Manning had all the moves to make sure Eli went to the team that he wanted to back in a time when social media was not even powerful enough. That's how loud Archie Manning was. Because if it was in today's time, he'd be just as loud as Deion. That is the issue.
Well,
that
but
I'm
also, hold
having with
on. He also had that leverage too. He had that leverage. He said, "Hey, my boy ain't playing. Like he's sitting out." It wasn't like, "Yo, you got to do this." It's like my boy will sit
So
out
Deion
unless
don't
you
got that
trade him.
leverage.
Deion didn't do that. He
Hey,
That's
couldn't do
literally
that.
what we argued about. He said that he wasn't going to let
But
him play in
that was the
certain
difference. If
places.
he would have said, hey, if Archie would have said, if they would have said, look, that's it, he's coming to San Diego, Archie would have been like, hey, my boy is sitting out. If Deion would have said, look, my boy is going to sit out, they'd be like, yo, we ain't drafting you. That's why he dropped so damn far. He didn't have that leverage.
let me,
Eli was getting drafted
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. You know
See,
why?
y'all
Shador
guys
was
still
getting
can't hear me?
drafted
Why
anyway.
really?
Why are you talking like he was a fourth round pick for real? Like
He
He
was
was
a
a
fourth
fourth
round.
round
He was
pick
a
for
fifth
real. He got
round
most
drafted in the
pick.
boards,
fourth
this man
round.
was a top 10 pick.
No, he was
Look.
not. See,
He
Nobody
was
was
drafted. That's what I'm
debating.
saying. He was drafted in the
Hey,
fourth round for
hey,
real. Like,
KT.
what are you talking about?
Hey,
Okay,
Auntie
yeah,
and
that's us
KT.
witnessing a black ball happen. I'm saying every board prior to this, right? Was he not on everybody's top 10?
I mean,
It
who was
was
that?
No,
Are those
no
NFL? Hold up,
analyst,
hold up.
no
Are
nothing
those
saying
NFL
Shador
teams?
in the
Are
third
those
round.
NFL scouts? Are those NFL execs? I don't give a damn what these damn media pundits say. They're not the ones that are getting paid to win
Yeah,
games.
but we
Hey,
all
well,
You know
know
what
hold
I'm
what
saying?
I'm
on,
Like,
hold
for
saying.
on.
We
Can
real.
y'all
using
guys
this as
hear
the
me
we
or
can
not? Can
use
y'all
this
hear
as
me?
the we can use this as an antithesis because we know that these are people that are studying their work. They're basing
No,
this
no,
off
but
of
hey,
what they've
K to
done,
go. Let me
how
ask
they
you this
work.
question.
wait.
Hold on, hold on.
Let's
One
say,
second, K to go. Hold on, no. Out of the top 10 teams, who all needed quarterbacks?
no, yeah, but see,
The
this is
first
so.
two,
No, no,
yes,
no.
But listen,
yes. Didn't Tennessee take a
wait.
quarterback? Who came
Hold
after
on,
them? The Browns.
hold on,
Didn't the
No, but the
Browns take a
Browns
quarterback
traded up.
before
Listen,
Shador?
hold on. Let me tell you what that's
Because y'all
about.
saying something very powerful. I think y'all going over it. What was the first team that because everybody kind of knew that Shador wasn't gonna get picked with the first 5 picks pre-draft. So remember this. Now this is making sense. KT, you really just unlocked this shit. And you too, bro. It was the Saints, right? Everybody was okay. Well, this is the most obvious
The
fit at
Saints
number
was
9.
questionable. Yes, Saints was questionable.
No. But remember at the time, niggas weren't even talking about the Steelers. They was like, man, really, number 9, they need a quarterback. It's a perfect fit. And they took, who did the Saints take at the
Tyler
time?
Schroed.
Yeah, they took him.
Tyler Stroh.
They took him at number 9, right?
Nah, they took him in the
L,
second round.
that's what the argument I thought you was gonna make. I didn't think you was gonna make the Steelers argument. I thought the Saints was gonna take him because the Saints needed a quarterback. They took a
Yeah,
quarterback,
but
and
not,
I would argue. Hold on, I would argue that the Saints took a lesser quarterback for him. All right,
yeah. So
but
hear me
this
out.
argument.
Hold on. So hear me out, because this is what I'm alleging. Because when the boy made the call, he said, "I am Mickey." Whatever the guy's name? He was the GM at the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Now keep in mind, if you pose as one of these people, they call him defamation. Dude, 21 years old. So you gotta understand how I'm feeling. And this is another league official son. I think Deion, because he always said he was like, man, I like the Saints. He was blue about that. He made a call, and they had that boy call, and he paid them all, and he posed as the New Orleans Saints, whatever GM, so it can hit them. But some type of way, the league found out about the boy. See, and if it come out, it might come out. I ain't gonna lie. It might come out that they had something to do with that, bro. KT, because it don't make no sense, bro.
It don't make no sense.
That's what happened. Listen, bro, you ain't gonna sit here and tell me that a division rival son fucking opposed as the goddamn a GM of the other team, GM, motherfucker, and y'all cool with it, and it's all good.
It's all good.
Motherfucker, 21 years old, grown man. It's a play.
It's not good.
No, hey, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, man, you got to keep in mind those making decisions are like. It's not like they want to win games. They want to win games. They want to put the best product on the field. They making decisions for that reason, right there.
Are you
I don't
serious?
think they.
We
Yeah,
ain't seen teams tank plenty of times to get a good player.
Brother
They
Brace,
get paid for this.
Brother Brace, break it down.
Hold on.
You get it.
Hold on. Let NT finish his thought.
No, that was
I
pretty much it.
apologize.
It's
I
like
apologize.
I'm making it seem like these guys don't want to win games. They don't want to put the best product on the field. They don't want to sell jerseys. They all want to do that.
Money. If they could lose games and make money, they'd do that.
Yeah, but they also want to sell jerseys, dog. If they can get a big name and all of that other stuff in there, they will. But
You
this
talking
dude,
about the
this
NBA,
dude ain't
not
as
the
good as y'all
NFL.
trying to hype him up to be. Let's just keep it real.
All that good. Listen, that shit don't matter.
Hold on.
You're not getting what the fuck happened, bro.
So this is the part I really want to talk about, is that the fact that we trying to use it as his skill sets the reason why he got picked number 5. That is far from the truth, and it has nothing to do with what we are talking about whatsoever. This has everything to do with them saying shut up and dribble. They say, hey, you, even though you have the pedigree of a Hall of Famer, you have the pedigree of a two. The man Deion was able to play baseball and football. Like his DNA is impeccable. So the fact that he has all that pedigree and a champion pedigree in his blood, and they trying to, that is the problem that we are having with this. You need to treat a Hall of Famer like you're a Hall of Famer, no matter what color he is.
Deion called the Falcons and got that boy to make that call to get that boy drafted. That's the story, bro.
I just said, listen, but
I got to
Sherrod
preach
is
that.
great. Now listen to what Sherrod's saying. It's in his blood. We know a lot of second generations. It ain't in their blood.
The stats prove it with Shedeur,
just who your daddy is. You gotta understand. I think it's 100% about name. It's because it's Deion Sanders'
No, the
son.
stats
Deion,
prove it. He had the most accurate season ever in college for a quarterback. Last year, Shedeur Sanders did that. He had the most accurate season ever in college. So does that not take talent? He led the country in yards. He had a terrible offensive line.
No. Listen, let's go step by step. So the first thing is, it was Deion Sanders, and Deion caused a lot of problems at the NFL level. He decided that he was going to play football in Atlanta and baseball at the same time. He was flawed. Listen, he was what we would call a problem child in the NFL.
Absolutely. Let me stop you there. Hold on. Let me jump in that part. Let me jump on that part. So no, we have Bo Sanders. I mean, Jackson.
Bo Jackson. Look, believe it or not, there were a few players that were drafted by both Major League Baseball and the NFL.
Russell Wilson,
Kyler Murray, John Elway was drafted by the damn Yankees. Like, I mean, there's a long list of people that were drafted by Major League Baseball and NFL.
Hold on. I got you, Edelman. So I want you to finish your thoughts. So I just want to make sure you understand that this is not a new thing. It's because of the way how the schedule is. Baseball and football is the only sports that you can actually play both in.
Well, no, Deion Sanders
seasons
was the
don't
last.
overlap.
That's my argument. Deion Sanders was the last. They literally changed the rules because of Deion Sanders. Let me give you an example. The guy who played for the Chiefs, he got offered both, and you know,
talking about Mahomes. Mahomes, right? Yeah.
Mahomes got offered a baseball scholarship and a football scholarship. In the conversations that he have said out his mouth, they told him he had to choose because of Deion Sanders. what Deion Sanders did. So the whole point that I'm telling you, first of all, is that they had to change the rules because Deion Sanders. And then when Deion Sanders got on that thing, and we knew who he was talking about. We knew he was talking about the Giants. We knew he was talking about he wasn't going down there to New Orleans. Like, that's the point that I'm telling you is when he made that sense, like, my son ain't going. I'm telling you, that hurt his draft position because people who even was thinking about drafting him said, you know what, I might draft this kid and his daddy get involved and say he can't go.
Brother Emmanuel, I agree with you a little bit, but I'm going to keep it real, bro. I think that all y'all might think we just talking shit. It just not adding up. Deion Sanders is the biggest Falcon to ever, like, he's the guy. And for them, like, it don't make sense. Why would you not chastise your son who bluffed to be a GM of your rival to the son of your biggest legend at your team? And it's no repercussion. Now watch this. People calling for blood because they think it. So now if we get that real, because they saying ain't nothing how people like, no, fuck that. He need to lose his job. I'm seeing all the, Michael Vick knocked him. Oh my God.
You got the complexion for the protection.
Don't take it for a moment. No, so
Are
L.
you smoking crack, brother?
Keep going with your point. Keep going. Stay on the panel. Stay on the panel. Keep going with your point.
So let me question this. Do you think Archie Manning was bought? Did you think it was a transaction from a financial point of view from his daddy?
No,
See, a lot of y'all want to make this about race.
I
think it was about money.
Hold on, wait. Let's do the math. Archie Manning is a Ole Miss legend. He suffered in the Saints. He was just fledgling down there. He's like an old NFL guard guy. Like you said, Peyton really turned him up. Peyton couldn't.
That's what I was about to say, dog. He had Peyton as like leverage, like another one of them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When Peyton, hold on, listen. When Peyton started going crazy like that, that's when when in round two, it's like, okay, now he was able to have his way. And it was a lot of other factors, of course. The color of this played in a lot of stuff. And they was like, okay, cool. And they let it ride. Deion Sanders tried to do the same thing and just got played. Now, that's why I'm telling you, Brother KT, you was spot on, bro. We
got to move past that point, L. I know you want to keep going back to that point.
No, because it's like an epiphany, because this is what you understand. This is the continuation of the story. Dude already been drafted. Dude already on the team. Outside of him not making it,
I just wanted to be honest about what we are seeing. That this is an attack on black men that are doing the right thing.
For sure.
This is not just
about draft stock. Come on, man. That's one night.
This is not the problem.
Nah, it is because y'all
we
all
gotta understand the right.
As of Monday, today's Monday.
Hold on. Let me finish it up. So what I'm saying is that we cannot act as if they drafted Johnny Manziel. He was a number one pick, a cokehead. A cokehead. He don't have none of. He don't even have close. He don't even have close to the talent of Shedeur. Not even close.
I don't think
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, and Cleveland regret picking him up at all.
What's that left-hander that played for Denver? What's that left-hander that played for Denver? That was always taking a knee and praying before he played.
Kaepernick. No.
He's talking about Tebow. He's talking about Tebow.
Tim Tebow, another one. He had talent close to Shedeur. This is not about the talent. This is an attack on affluent black families. This is what this is.
Let me tell you why that's such a bad mistake. Hey, hello, didn't Tebow win a championship? Like,
in college?
Hold on.
He won 2 championships in college, I believe.
He won like 3 for real.
Yeah.
That nigga was crazy. His stat line was crazy.
Y'all having 2 conversations. Hold on, wait.
Shedeur didn't even make it to the playoffs,
I got you, L. Either man, Either man, finish your thought. L want to jump in. Go ahead, either man.
This is where we get kind of caught up in the race thing. Tim Tebow go out there and win 3 championships, and then I hear Sharon come up here and say, you know what? It's no way we can even compare Shedeur, who couldn't make it to the playoffs, to somebody who won 3 championships. Like, we gotta stop. Like, you gotta understand, even when they
Yeah, that
when
don't.
they was when they said when they said retire Shedeur jersey, I said that is crazy that you can go to a school and don't even go to the playoffs to get your jersey retired.
And you could still be, because that's not how. Listen,
That's
you don't
crazy.
judge prospects off of what they won. You
Oh,
judge it
that's
off their
crazy.
throwing mechanics,
That's
height,
crazy.
weight.
Nah, I mean, don't get me
It,
wrong. If he's got like
like
unreal
I ain't
numbers
saying
and
win and don't
records,
play. A
bro.
lot of it.
Like if
I
he's
got
got
you.
Let me tell you.
unreal
Hold
You know,
on,
records,
hold
Chris
on, y'all.
Lee
Hold on, hold
came
on.
before
Let
Tim
KT
Tebow.
finish. Hold on, I got you, KT. Let KT finish his point. L wanted to jump in and NT wanted to jump in. So let's go KTL 8 NT. Y'all gotta change
Yes.
your damn names. It's too close. Shit.
So yeah, though, you don't judge prospects in the NFL based off of what they won. I ain't saying winning don't help, but that's a real bad factor to say, well, oh, simply because he won, he go, like we was talking about earlier, the dude Patrick Ewers, even the dude who won at Michigan. Like, it's a lot of people. You win, that don't make you the best quarterback. You feel me? Especially going to the NFL, because now you're amongst elite people, so you need elite traits. That's why Anthony Richardson made it, even though he only had 1 season and it was a losing season. This nigga was still a top 10 quarterback pick, because it don't got nothing to do with that. Shador is better. And going back to what I was saying earlier, this is what, when y'all talking about, oh, it's draft stock, it ain't just draft stock. Every one of y'all trying to say is his draft stock don't matter. Also trying to argue he ain't that good. But if you have the most accurate quarterback season ever, again, I'm gonna point that out, because it's accuracy. That's something that's needed in the NFL, ain't it? Who doesn't want that? To let that slip all the way to the 5th, 4th, this is crazy.
So
This
you
is,
think
we've
hold on,
never
I just
seen
they
a
want to say
wanted
this.
it,
scenario.
they would have
Hold on,
took
E.
it,
Hold on,
bro.
E.
He's better than the
All right, hold on,
NFL
E.
players
Hold on, E.
currently?
Hold on. It was L next to the NT. Then you got it right after NT E.
I
Go
just
ahead,
think
L.
that we having 2 different conversations. One is on the field and one is off the field. And I understand, we certain points for on the field make sense, certain points for off the field make sense. I think that the point is simple, bro. We know that he did not get drafted primarily because of the cultural implications. We already said it didn't have nothing to do with his ability. And if you want to argue about championships, listen, we already know why his jersey got retired. Let's just be real. His jersey got retired for the impact they had on Colorado. The fact we even talking about
Because
Colorado
his
right
daddy. It's because
yeah,
his
yeah.
daddy. Stop it.
No. He had some great play on the field as well. He gave some moments to him. He deserved it. You know what I'm saying?
He's statistically the best quarterback Colorado ever had.
Yeah. And that's why Joe Cladden all them to switch sides. But what I'm trying to explain is simple, bro. I think that it's Monday morning. He already got drafted. So why are we still talking about this? You know why you're still talking about this? Because situations like that damn phone call, situations like people still trying to figure out what the hell went down with this play. And I'm telling y'all, bro, the next 2 big developments is how is he gonna move with Cleveland and this damn call. And I'm telling you, bro, KT, you're gonna remember this day. It's gonna come out that Deion Sanders has something to do with that damn phone call, bro. As night follows day, it makes too much sense. And for the Atlanta, if I'm telling you, I'm gonna shut up after this, bro. It's an opinion because I've been looking at all the coverage. It didn't make sense. Why they just didn't give a fuck no more. It was like, oh yeah, whatever. It's cool. Go about your life. We caught the kid. You don't treat a person like that. If that's the case, they definitely don't fuck with no Deion Sanders. This was the biggest player in your. This was the biggest player in your franchise
And it
history,
landed.
and you didn't got down on his son.
Mm.
It's like your acting defensive coordinator son just played with his son and played with our division rival, and we ain't firing nobody. That's what I'm saying. When people start really overanalyzing it, like they gonna do today, because it's on every talk show and every network, and they calling for this boy head on the pike, which they are saying expel him, do everything to him. It's gonna come out. KT, you a private, bro. I learned my plan.
Go ahead, Auntie, and then Eat Man
Yeah.
get a chance
Nah,
to rebuttal
real quick,
everything.
because I got a dip right here. I'm just saying, look, I think we just need to understand, because a lot of these organizations, they know what's up. You give somebody too much too soon. It's like, look, we put you on an NFL team. Your daddy ain't the coach, so everything ain't really built around you. Y'all know what it is to be the coach's son. He'll say everything ain't really built around you. Ain't gonna have that kind of complexion. And this media market, when it comes to the pros, can be rough. So to put all of that, maybe this boy isn't ready now. I don't know. I'm not an NFL scout, but these NFL scouts, they know things that we don't know. So I believe when you drop that low, there's a reason for it. Now, I don't, maybe he's not that. Maybe he is more talented, but y'all know these guys get opportunities. Tom Brady got his opportunity after being drafted in the damn sixth round. All of these guys, he's going to get the opportunity no matter what eventually. And if he's ready, you know what I'm saying, he'll perform. But as far as him just coming right off, like right out of college and being a starting quarterback, I can understand why NFL scouts are like, no, bro, no, we can't give you the keys.
Okay.
But
May
yeah,
I ask?
y'all have a good day, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Auntie. Thank you for stopping by. Go ahead, Eat Man. I know you want to rebuttal a couple of things.
Well, so first of all, I think we all spectators, right? So this is their teams, and they get to draft it. I just think it's a little bit more complex than what we're looking at. I was reading reports last night that Deion was offered jobs by the NFL, and he refused it and stayed in college. Like I just think that the name is so much what's going on with the Sanders name at this point in time that is 100% about status. I don't think it have nothing to do with race. Because just even like Travis Hunter, they would, according to what I was hearing earlier, we would now trying to say that Travis Hunter's a token. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like when we start painting these pictures, quote unquote, that the tokens are getting chose, and then I started like breaking down the mechanics, breaking down like, you know, Cam Warden was a better quarterback than Sanders. When we start breaking those,
What?
absolutely.
You said what?
Cam Wharton was a better quarterback than Sanders. I think.
Oh no, I take that. Now name another
Okay.
one.
So
That's the problem we get into here. Name
hold
another
on,
one, man.
KTs. How much is Cam Ward better than Shador? How much?
I don't know if we can measure like because that'd be
I
an
take
estimate.
better. I don't
Look
even
at
care now.
stats.
Name
Look at
somebody
the
else.
stats,
That's
man.
the point. Because many people got picked before him. This why this
No,
can
but
be an
you
argument.
can't. Not, but you got Kate to go. You got to do apples to apples. I can't say a team that needed a linebacker, right? A team that needed a
No,
linebacker is
listen to me. Hella teams pick other quarterbacks. This is what I'm saying. It's not fictional.
Right.
Jackson Dart got picked. The Shroud guy got picked by the Saints. And even the Browns. The Browns traded up to get Dylan Gabriel and still picked
Shador's
Shedeur.
conference
So
is
obviously they
trash.
needed a quarterback.
so like so. Hold on.
Absolutely.
Seattle also picked Jalen Milroe. That's what I'm saying. It's many people got picked
Shador
before him. So it's not
didn't
like he
play
just
against any real competition. Colorado's conference is trash. So we can't act like
Is it
he
a D? Is
proved
it a D?
himself.
they in the
Wall
Big
Street
Ten,
Willie.
ain't they?
Wall Street Willie. Is it a D1 school?
Yes.
Okay. Did they get the Heisman winner?
Yes.
And we know who threw to the Heisman winner. So let's not try to use Colorado as the reason why he didn't play against talent. He's
So let's
still
bring
better
that back.
than the quarterback that Cleveland picked in front of him.
So let's bring that back, right? Brock Purdy could have thrown to this freak of nature that is Travis Hunter and still look good. So we're not going to sell it on that. But even with that, they weren't playing the Buckeyes. They weren't playing big teams. So he's not really as proven as we want to pretend he is. Yeah, he won the Johnny Unitas. I'm not taking anything from the kid. I think he's great, but we're kind of making him bigger than he really was. He wasn't
Man,
even
listen, just
in.
name
Man,
He
some
And you
wasn't
know,
even
quarterbacks who
hey,
did
in the
hey,
better than
Hold,
Heisman
him.
hold
we,
on,
hey,
hold
we,
on,
conversation.
hey,
hold on. Let
Will,
Willie
hold on.
finish. Hold on. Let Willie finish his thought. I want him to get his full thought out. Let Willie
I'm
finish.
just
And
saying he
before he
wasn't
finishes
in the
his full thought,
Heisman conversation,
okay.
right? So one, you're dealing with a conference that's not really like that, right? Two, in that conference, he doesn't even go to the championship. He
Wow.
didn't even win the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And then talk
Three,
about the bowl game, Willie.
three, three, three.
Mm-hmm.
The father clearly wants to coach, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now Mike Tomlin with, what's his name, Mason Rudolph as his starting quarterback. Look, I'm not trying to hire this kid and every week here on ESPN. Maybe they should let Deion coach. And it's a black coach thinking this in my mind,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to hire my replacement, right?
Why?
Yeah, we'll pass on him. It's just a lot of different factors. But at the end of the day, for me, before I could ever make it about race, if you left an HBCU to go to the official school of the Snow Bunny, then you got to deal with how them people treat you.
This nigga said
It
the
ain't
school.
it ain't race for me no more.
And y'all say I'll be reaching. Willie, that was a long stretch of the
Just
law.
saying.
Shout out to the Cash App. It said the NFL said no black family branding. Ooh, that's a good one right there. And
But then they
also,
just let this boy
and also
mama
I got one more
sign the
Cash App.
biggest deal ever.
Hold on, I got one more Cash App. It says you have to separate from your black family brand. Woo! That's some bars.
But look,
man. Like,
but then they just let a single black mother sign as an agent the biggest quarterback deal ever. What are we talking about?
right, so you proving our point.
I'm saying Lamar Jackson got paid. They're not in it to hold us down.
Thank you for saying that.
But
So
it's no male present. I think
Yes,
you
yes,
missed
no
the part
man.
of family.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
Right.
they said that they're against black families, not black
Correct.
women.
right.
They
And
are
you, and
against
you just gave us
Negroes in
and you
shiny
just gave
gold
us
chains.
you gave us an excellent point to prove our point. They do not want a young black man that has a nuclear family. So now we can start changing the imagery of the young black male coming from these affluent neighborhoods, affluent families. These
My point is
pedigree
though, I don't
families,
even
because
think they want. I don't
Shador,
think they wanted to give it to Lamar and his mama. Lamar earned it.
no, it doesn't matter. So they would rather give it to a young black man that has all the same talents, but as long as he don't come from a place where it's a strong father or a strong nuclear family, then that's the man they give all the money to.
Now
'cause they
we
want-
are equating this kid to Lamar
Yes.
Jackson. You
No,
see
what I'm
how
explaining
far
to
in
the
the stratosphere we
situation.
got?
No, what I'm
Nah, you
equating,
brought it up, nigga.
no. So what I'm equating it to is not talent wise, right? So Lamar is what Lamar is. Like Lamar is something
Right.
special. So, but what we're talking about is the optics of what Lamar is as well. Lamar is the stereotypical black athlete. Single
Why?
mom.
But
My
why
mom got to
go
be
there though?
because my mom got to be my agent and all that shit, right? But when the father is the agent, we're gonna make sure you get a 5th round draft. I mean, Shiloh had to fire his dad as an agent and hire a white man as his agent so he can even be picked up by Tampa Bay.
Is Lamar Jackson not one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league right now?
True.
Everyone told him he should drop his mom and get a real agent.
Okay.
He didn't do that. So let's
Fine.
not pretend like they gave him anything. And this is what happens. We start diminishing real talent, real skill, real other things that were done for must be the money that left Jackson. I'm not crying for them people. Come on, man.
So, but it's not a. So here's the thing: it's not a cry for the people. Is a cry to make sure that black families how they just do. That we're gonna have the same representation of young black males that's gonna be able to get pushed through. The problem is that even like when we see it happen with Shador, and right before Shador, it happened with Carmelo Anthony. They try to paint him as some kind of negative person from the jump. They try to make it seem like he was older than what he is. He was a thug, and his 3.7 GPA don't mean nothing. Him coming from a family that his father is working hard to make sure his wife doesn't have to work, homeschooling the kids, and all these other things. Listen, it is an attack on black nuclear families because they are afraid that it's going to have a comeback from how it was back long time ago, where motherfuckers always talk about, like, hey, we was the most married, we was the most successful then. They do not want to keep represented as these young black males with all the jewelry on and his hair braided, and now he is breaking the stereotype that just because you look like that, that you are a thug. That's what Shedeur represents.
Shedeur just represents another kid from Colorado State. Like,
Absolutely not.
if
Hey,
he
yo,
was
shut the
coming,
hell up.
if he was coming from Jackson State,
Hey,
I could
yo,
make
Willie,
all
you
sense.
holding the beef because he left Jackson. Come.
Yeah, I can't let that go, bro.
Hey, yo,
We not
stop.
about to make it about the culture now.
Nah, cause you
Nah.
making it about that, nigga.
Go ahead with the snow bunnies. You went over there.
Hey,
And now
bro,
you got
I
your
done been
draft
on Q
position.
shit with you a couple times, and I ain't never heard us talk about this with you. But bro, you hate this shit because he left Jackson State. But chill, bro.
I won't deny it, good brother. I will not deny it.
and we got to make sure that the nuclear black family is not attacked. We cannot allow this to happen and let it just go unchecked. We got to be the loudest ones. Every black man should be
I gotta
the
protect
loudest
that
one.
shit for sure.
We have to protect it and be the loudest one saying, hey, if all we got is social justice because we don't have billions of dollars to take over no teams, fine. We're going to have to use social. We got to use whatever weapon we got. And social justice is the weapon that we have at the moment. And every fucking black man that believes in a nuclear family, I know that's not going to be the totality of all black human beings, but any black man that believes in a black nuclear family needs to be speaking up and saying how the NFL is wrong for this. And they need to paint a narrative because we cannot allow them to paint the narrative of our good young black man. Because Shedeur is everything that you want your son to be. He is humble when he take responsibility. He's able to be a disciplined athlete. He don't have no woman involved.
My son
he don't
would
have
have
no
gone
car
to the
accidents.
combine.
He don't have no goddamn guns. None of that shit.
My son would have gone to the combine.
That's
like
fine.
we not being real.
What was the
You
reason why he didn't
capping.
go?
Hey, Marvin
He,
Harrison Jr.
he was
didn't go
protesting.
last year.
He was what?
Marvin Harrison Jr. He didn't go last year, and he ain't win nothing. And he was still a high pick.
But is the reason why he didn't go?
And so what I'm saying,
No,
Willie,
he just told
what
him
I'm
he's not going.
What I'm saying, Willie, Wall Street, what is that? Black men need to stand up for what is correct for us as black folks. We cannot allow somebody else to tell us what is good and what is bad. And when the other folks, when we are trying to get a job or whatever the case is, and what they do is wrong, blatantly taking it off of merit. This whole campaign was run off of merit base. And then when they do some shit like this, where we understand that this young man didn't get picked off his merit, he got picked off of something else. When other players get picked that is less qualified, as skilled than him, and also they are drug addicts, criminals, SAers, beat up wives, beat up women, and they get picked. Oh, every black man should have a problem with that. Everyone. We should be all in kumbaya about this one topic. We cannot allow this shit to happen anymore. We got to stay in charge and be the leaders of it, because guess what? We've been saying that black women need to take a seat for the longest in all these goddamn panels. Hey, black woman, you too loud, you too this, you too this. It is time for all the black men to get up off their ass and speak up and stop allowing this other bullshit about his talent. I don't give a fuck how talented he is. Let that boy play. Let him get picked from his merit, not because of what you believe black family's supposed to look like. And us as black men, we need to be proud of that shit and say, hey, absolutely not. This is not acceptable, NFL. We need to write letters, whatever the F we got to do. We need to stand up for our young black man that's doing the right thing. For so long, we've been keep saying that all we do as black culture is represent the negative of black culture. We only want the what they call it. Our culture is what? Trash? That's what they say to black
bullshit.
Is that what they say, KT, to go? And then finally, we got a young man that's going to represent black people as a nuclear family. Didn't have the struggle. Then you don't have to be a real N-word and all these other things. That is not the time to say, well, we understand the NFL because he didn't win a F that championship. It's time to stand up. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. The NFL is wrong. There's no way we should be arguing for the NFL while they decided to put him 143 people over him. You can't even name 10 quarterbacks that's over him. But somehow the Cleveland Browns drafted a quarterback over him. It's crazy. And we know.
I'm a Ravens fan, so I'm innocent. We ain't need him. We out of it.
Bro, y'all picked up Mike Hall. You ain't Henderson. You definitely ain't. Y'all ain't innocent. I
They're
know.
definitely not innocent.
I know what y'all did last summer. Oh
Welcome into the
God. Hey,
show.
no, but look.
Happy, how you doing, Happy? What's up with you?
What's good? What's good? Good day. Good day. I'm all right. I hope everybody else is doing well. I just wanted to say why I clicked is because you mentioned how he didn't get in trouble and all this stuff, but I thought it was kind of toting the line, borderline of you want to give everybody a prize for participating. So what? You're not gonna get a prize for doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as not getting yourself into trouble and things like that. However, things happen, especially when we are young. I know I've gotten into some mess. Nothing crazy, but still, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that just didn't sit right with me. So what? You don't get a prize for doing what you're supposed to do. That's like how we used to get good report cards and stuff like that or whatever. Do you think my parents got me something because I was on the honor roll or high honor roll? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So that part just didn't sit right with me.
So, merit based. What does that mean to you? That means you should get the job because you are the best person for that job, correct?
Listen, you're talking about the NFL as if this is the first time you've ever heard of it, or you've only watched one season, which was just the last one with that Super Bowl, and now you guys don't know what to do with yourselves. This is not the first time you've seen this stuff happen. I don't know why you think it changed.
So that's where you're wrong.
I mean, since the end of the season, why do you think that has changed though?
So
that's
where
about what you guys can do.
Happy?
Yes.
So that's where you're wrong. This is the first time this ever happened.
Listen. Let me tell you something. You're trying to tell me that, no. I'm not even going to go there. Like I said, this is not the first time that it's happened, meaning there are people more deserving or whatever the case may be, right? The stats. We're just talking about strictly stats, right?
No.
and they've been picked lesser in the draft. There's plenty of times people go to the draft. Y'all think they about to be first, second round picks, and they're not either of it. This is not the first time you've seen this. Now I get it.
So hold on, Happy.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, history would say that you are misinformed. This is the first time this ever happened. Literally, this is the first time it ever happened in the history of the NFL.
Okay, all right. Okay, so what okay, let me just say this, right? What round was he drafted in?
The fifth.
Fifth round. Okay. If you say so, Sharon.
He was a consistent first round pick. That's what makes this
is not me saying it.
I know.
This is what history says. This is not me saying it. This is not me being correct. This is what history said. History shows that this is the first time it ever happened to somebody that is considered the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. This is the first time.
You said top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. Okay, then that's more specific then, right? You're talking about quarterback? Okay, then that's more specific then. But what I'm saying is this stuff has been happening in this thing for the longest. Y'all saying it's the first time it happened to quarterback, but okay.
No. So again, and it is okay that and this is why we gotta band together and get the information out, because I think people look at it like, oh, this is just a normal practice. This is not normal practice of the NFL. This is the first time it ever happened. This is why we should be up in arms about it and speaking loudly against it.
Any other time is y'all scream. Okay, hold on a second. Wait. Okay, wait. All right. I'm gonna go with that. All right.
Okay.
Because obviously you cut me off from finishing my other thought, and every time I have a thought, you're gonna keep cutting me off. Like, I'm over it. This is football. You talking about the NFL, right?
Correct.
All right. Cool. Gotcha.
And I think that's the issue that we have, and we've been accepting cruel punishment from other people for so long that we think it is okay and that this is just normal behavior. No, this shit ain't normal behavior for us anymore. That old original black man that just accept anything that the white man does, those is done. They gone. They either dead or they about to be dead. So they don't even pay attention to this shit. So now we, the new black Negroes, we paying attention. We saying we are not accepting less than what we deserve. You're not gonna go about, oh, that's just standard practice. No, it ain't. Not anymore. You better change up this goddamn recipe that you got here.
And that was the question I was asking. Like, what are y'all gonna do to change it to make sure that it's changed? Like, what are y'all gonna do?
It starts with us communicating so we can get like-minded individuals on the same wavelength, so we can understand what merit is supposed to be, right? We understand the definition of merit and what people deserve. Hey, this is what you said the criteria is, and now we're gonna hold you to your criteria standard. And we gotta move that way.
Yeah, but it's set up the way anything else is set up for the most part. It's who they want, what they want to do. You can't get upset because, like technically, y'all know the rules, right? Those people make their picks, and that's it. If they don't get picked,
it doesn't later. No, so that's what I'm trying to explain to you. No, that's not how it's.
But it did just happen, and that's what we're talking about right now. So you can't say no.
Right. No, it's not happening anymore. That's what I'm saying. We are not just accepting it anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. We are not those Negroes that say, oh, well, they've been whooping our ass for all these years, so we're just going to accept another ass whooping. Absolutely not. Shout out to the Cavs. I said, Shiloh fired Deion for being his agent. Absolutely. Absolutely that happened. He had to fire his goddamn daddy so he could get on the goddamn team. And we cannot give them the excuse and say, hey, it's okay, because this is how you've been running for the past years. No, the way how you get things done is that you buck back on the system. First, you start with talking. The civil rights movement, the reason why we got a goddamn right to vote is because of people talking. And then it turned into marching, and then we got somebody to actually write some goddamn law into existence. So absolutely not. We're not just going to sit back anymore. Niggas is not just sitting back and saying, okay, this is just how I go. No.
Well, I don't know about some people, but I know I'm just going to boycott the NFL. How about that?
Well, if that's what you want to do, then
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to boycott.
So what you saying? You think that what I'm saying is wrong?
Oh, no, because I agree with you. Before I even came up here, I was typing that shit in the chat now. Don't get it twisted.
Because it sounds like you kind of against what I'm saying. That's what.
No, I'm not against what you're saying. I was asking you earlier, but you had cut me off, and then you just said the stuff. So that's what I basically wanted to know. However, this stuff is right now, right? So it would take time, right? So you're talking about next season, right?
What's that got to do with?
What I'm saying is that means you're working it out now, so that way next season this is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying, right? Because we can't change the fact that he was already picked 5th round this time, right?
No, what we can change is the way how people are looking at young black people, especially young black men. We are not the degenerates that they keep painting us out to be. Young black men are not doing 77% of violent crimes in America. Matter of fact, 68%, I think we looked it up on the FBI chart, 68 to 69%, anywhere between 66 and 69% of violent crimes is done by white men. So this whole idea that young black men are degenerates, that we don't have, like, so when they come from a nice family with a goddamn father that's in his life, hey, you're not going to mistreat that young man. It's as simple as that.
Right. But that would be for all sports, right? Not just the NFL. Do you know how many young black men?
Do you understand that I'm not talking about? I think people are getting confused that I'm not necessarily talking about the NFL.
Okay, good, because that's what I want to talk about.
I'm talking about the overarching point of them keep trying to the same thing that's happening to Carmelo Anthony with a K right now, because they trying to paint that young man as some kind of thug, the so-called stereotypical image.
Right.
And that shit has to stop. It has to stop. We cannot keep allowing negativity to be our example of what a young black man is.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Now we could have that discussion all day, but I mean, go ahead.
What up, KT the God? I'm confused why so many people are in the fight to make this young man in the position that he had to be in to get humbled and all that. It's confusing to me, to be honest with you.
Nah.
I'm just
Nah.
saying, Deion got
A
to
lot of
tell his
people have said.
son, just like we went to Colorado, the reason you got drafted late was must be the money. Driving fancy cars must be the money.
And right,
Well, you get your ass
so
on.
even with that, Willie. So even with that, that's still not a good because we got Sauce Gardner. He had chains and all these other things way before. LeBron had all these things way before he got picked up. Like these people, these young kids be having money because people see the talent that it could provide, and that talent provides money. It is what it is. So
I gotta
him
be
having
honest. I just
jury,
feel like
like,
we're making an issue where there isn't one. Like
oh no, but
he
it is
just
an
got,
issue.
even if he got a bad deal, he just got a bad deal. Like he still made the draft. He'll still have an opportunity to prove himself. And it could all feed into this story of legendary. That's his trademark. That's his brand. So all right, go show the world you're legendary.
I mean,
I understand that to a certain extent, but too, I can't say we should have a problem because we know that ain't what's real. Like we know he should have probably been the number 2 pick because the Browns are who picked him. You feel me? Like, and he would have been work if he would have got picked second, even with them trading back, because you know they traded with the Jags. Jags got Travis Hunter, and then they had the 5th pick. Well, they would have been the next person that needed a quarterback if they would have got him. That shit would have still, like, nobody would have been like, oh my God, it wouldn't have been what's going on now because that was a deserve. That's what everybody thought. He was going in the 1st. But going to the 5th, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, listen, if this was even a 2nd round, maybe a top of the 3rd, I could even kind of be like, but all right, whatever. But nigga, a 5th? The 5th?
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Welcome to the show, Tipocracy. Good day, beautiful. How you doing?
Good day, happy
Good
Monday.
day, good day.
Good day, happy. I came here to piss you off, Sean.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I came to shake the table.
Uh-oh.
This is karma.
Mm.
When Deion went to the HBCU and revived, and people were like, yes,
Female Willie.
we're gonna be all about HBCUs. He's gonna change the tide. They're gonna build it up. Okay, we was revolutionary. And as soon as the white people said, nigga, would you like to come and make a little bit more money? He said, I'll be right there, boss. He said, I'm right on top of that, boss. He said, I'm right here, boss. Here I come, boss. So he bossed up, and you know what? People remember what the fuck he did. Like, if you don't know the background, Deion Sanders is an asshole. He's been an asshole. He's not very likable, and his kids are going to take the brunt of it because the sins of the father fall to the son.
And so this is where I disagree. I do not think Deion's an asshole for standing his ground. The only time when a man get considered an asshole for standing his ground is when his ass is black. I do not understand it for the life of me, but it is a thing. Nobody says anything about Aaron Rodgers. They love it. Hey, he's doing that because he got the greatest. He's one of the greatest NFL talents. He's the this and he's the that. And then until he turned into an old man where they say, hey, now you're doing too much.
No,
It's
the issue
crazy to
is
me. Deion is one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time.
But you cannot, and what is happening with him, you don't get to weaponize blackness because we know if you've been down and when you haven't been. He's an excellent football player. He's done a lot for himself and his family. But what you're not finna do, because I know you like snow bunnies and your son and all kind of shit, I'm not finna come out here stomping up and down this motherfucking payment because as soon as you get the money you want, you're going to leave my black ass behind. He's not no fucking revolutionary. It is what it is. He got picked last. Oh, well, big fucking tears. What y'all say, participation. He got what he got. So now you know what he gets to do. If he that damn good, show out, show up, and make them eat their words. That's it. So get out of this pitiful bullshit. Why did he pick us? Like y'all sound pitiful. Get out of this bullshit.
No, but that's not what's happening. We are not saying that we are upset that he got picked last. It's the reason why he got picked last is the
He's
problem.
Black. Period.
Right. And
do
so
y'all
therefore,
own the team?
no, it's not because he's black
do
why he
y'all
got
team?
picked. The reason why he got picked last is because he comes from a black powerful family. Is why he got picked last.
He
It's
got
because
so
he
much
came
power
from a
that he got
two-parent.
picked
It's
last.
because he came from a two-parent household and his daddy was in his life and his daddy shaped his career. Just like Lavar Ball, he got cooked up and everybody was like, "Oh, you talk too much." Everybody looked at that black father as a problem. This is an issue. This is one of the reasons why probably the lawyers of Carmelo Anthony with a K told his wife to speak and not for his daddy to speak. Because when black men speak up, it's a goddamn problem. Black men cannot be confident. We cannot be strong in our beliefs because soon as we do it, we arrogant, we assholes. We don't know. Most of y'all degenerates anyway. Y'all got one good one, fine.
Okay,
That's what happens, and we gotta
that's
speak up and
amazing.
say no. This is not
We're not gonna buy
acceptable. Every other nation and class and creed, they are able to speak up. Said no, this is not what we represent. And so now that
Asian people are coming out saying
we
they're
got the
not
young black
represented.
men that is coming up out of they ain't coming out of poverty no more. And we have a nuclear families that is pushing these goddamn children out there. We gotta step up and say, hey, this is what is the representation of what blackness is.
All right, but now let's be real though.
Hold on, wait.
We never got to
No,
the
because we're
real
going
hard
back and
question.
forth. Don't do that. I'm talking to Sharon back and forth. When the men go back and forth, we let y'all do it. Please do not interrupt me. Sharon, now let's just say this. One, buy a fucking team. Y'all got enough money. Don't do it secretly, but why don't y'all own a team? Two, and my big number two is this. Why are we always wanting to associate our blackness to fucking sports? I've never seen an Asian person come out talking about they got treated wrong. I ain't never seen no Mexican talk about he should have been picked first for the soccer team. Fuck out of here. It's a game. It's a game. And until you win something, you know who get to tell people what to do? Boss man. Boss up, black men. Please with this. Oh, why did he's the first time? It ain't never happened. The fuck are y'all talking about?
Well, we're talking about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And it is time for black men to stand up for what's right. Hey, I'm just saying, hey, our ladies, our beautiful black ladies, been holding us down for many years, and it's time for the black man to step his black ass up and say, this shit is wrong. We ain't having a shit. When young black boys come from good families, you cannot represent them as some goddamn thug just because they got some twists in their fucking hair, not just because they got some goddamn chains on their goddamn neck, not because they got a big ass glistening watch and it's called the Shedeur now. Hey, none of that shit matters. You're gonna treat this kid properly. You want to have a country about merit based, well, it's gonna be fucking merit based. As long as he's better than everybody else, you want to pick them according to that, not because of anything fucking else. And that's what we got to be pushing out there, making sure that that is heard.
All right, now let's ask the real question. Let's take the hotep out of it for 2 seconds and ask the real question. Can that boy beat the Eagles defense? You think that boy is not going to get demolished by my Ravens? Like, we're acting like he's not the second coming as of now. Now, he might be able to prove that with time in the league, but he doesn't have the competition in his college career to show that he's that guy and can compete on a top level. He just doesn't, man.
That's
a lot of kids.
That's fine.
I think he's talented.
Hold on. So that's fine, but we should not be the ones that's trying to make judgment on that and say this is the reason why he didn't get picked. No, because there's plenty of number one draft pick quarterbacks. They ain't never did shit.
All right, but
plenty
hold on.
Of them.
But why should we be the ones to lead that charge when we didn't go to Colorado?
Because the reason why is the reason why is because we should be pushing out this kid to say, hey, he has the pedigree that is the best in all of the players that is out there. He is the best. They come from what we are talking about that we preach about on these platforms every single day. You need to stay with your wife. Deion did that. You need to raise your child. You need to be in your child. You need to be in your child's life. He did that. He's in his child life.
But what I'm saying is, if we're gonna make the conversation about the culture, right? If Sis is saying,
he left Jackson State because they were stealing the money,
why don't we
bro.
build our own leagues? How do we accomplish that if we can't even start with building our HBCU teams?
Thank you.
Soon as
that's fine.
and
so
when he got on, He
So we
left
can
your
have a
ass for the
conversation.
That's for
white
white girl.
girls at
Thank
So the
you.
Colorado.
Thank you.
so the problem is
Like, Sharon
hold on. So
really
we can
want us
talk
to be
about the
going
eight.
up and
Hold on.
down.
The HBC.
His
Hold
son
on.
ain't the one to do it. I'm telling you, Sharon, you got a bad candidate. He doesn't. I get what you're saying. He doesn't fit, and we don't get to do this. He came from a good 2-parent household because no, the fuck he didn't. He's from a divorce part of Deion, the part that cheated on many of his wives, all 3 of them, the one that did not see his children for years. So when we get up here and people get to stomping and bumping, when people really know the background, the classy thing to do is to not say anything. But what we can't allow you to do is push a false narrative, because who you believe him to be is not the nigga that he is. He is a phenomenal
Wow, I got to
athlete.
be a nigga.
He's a phenomenal athlete, and he is a phenomenal marketer. Deion's super smart, very savvy, very on top of things. But husband of the year and father of the year, he was not. And he did not always coach his kids a grind. He did not see those children for many, many years. And they had a problem. They are now restored and it's back together. But when you don't know certain things, the NFL know who the fuck and what the fuck is going on.
So
They know
Tiff, hold on. Maybe I got it confused. Is Deion married? I thought he was married
I
again.
think he is now. I don't know if he left the
Yeah, he's
last
remarried.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
so
all
this
right.
is
So
wife
okay,
3.
so let's build it off of that. So he is remarried. So he
Those
does
are his
have
children.
he does have a wife, right? So
Now.
and he also is in his son's life because he helped shape
Now.
his career in college. So yes, at one point he might have been a negative black man, but at this moment in time, for the past 4
No.
years, he has not been a negative
Please.
black
But
man
now you
in
see how
media.
weird the
Wait.
conversation
And so,
gets the
we
more
do
we dig.
we do understand that people have redemption, and maybe Deion deserves a little grace because he has some redemption for being in his son's life and pushing out his 2 of his sons. He got 2 of his sons into goddamn college. He also got 2 of his sons in the NFL, and also his third kind of like adopted son, Travis Hunter, into the league as well. Also as a
his third actual son, the one that do all their social media and recordings too.
Yeah,
and also let me go.
And that's the one from a prior marriage.
Hold on.
Like, that's
I
what I'm
think he's
saying.
an
I'm almost
undrafted
finished.
free
I'm
agent.
almost there. Hold on.
Because we're going back and forth. I don't need any help. And Sharon, you don't need any help.
I'm almost finished. And also for the cash app, it said Tiff said Deion is selective with his blackness. Dang.
He is. So I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to frame him out to be a bad person. I want y'all to stop giving prefixes. Why do y'all want people to be good or bad? White people don't give a damn who gives a damn? Trump is a shitty person. They still defend him. If he's a black boy that was wrong, stop making it be about he's from a 2-parent household. No, it was just a black child that was done wrong. Get out of this 2-parent bullshit, because that's how they get us. That's how you make, the single mother's the problem. No, y'all tend to have an issue with not treating black boys fairly, regardless of the family dynamic. Treat him fair because it's the right thing to do, not because, we're meeting white standards. Get off the envelopian standards. Ours are always higher.
And that's exactly what I'm attempting to do, because if it was on the other side, they would make him a president. If he was a goddamn 34 felon and all these, what I'm saying is that us as black folks, we got to get behind the young man. Really, I'm trying to say we need to get behind Shedeur Sanders, right? Because he did nothing wrong. He is that disciplined young black kid.
Saying though, he's only been coached by his dad, right? Number one. So we don't know how he's going to take to other forms of coaching that, if we're being honest, weren't fully designed for him, right? So that could be problematic. You follow that up with not even showing up to the combine because you're protesting for your little brother, right? For me, if I'm Mike Tomlin, even though I have, Mason Rudolph, I think he got a tie on his record. Like, Mason Rudolph is not a good quarterback, right? But I don't want ESPN and Deion Sanders on my back every week, pause, if I lose, saying, well, should they look at new coaching? That's number one. And number two, we don't know how he will take to coaching. And when you set a standard of, I'm just not coming to the Columbine because I'm like that, yeah, you're going to get humbled. And yes, I'm not taking away from the fact that they're going to humble you even more, and it's even easier when you're black, right? But once we start having this conversation, we dig up a bunch of different ugly holes. Now, Cam Ward becomes a token. How? That boy nice.
No, only L said that, yeah.
You,
And
but
even
you
then,
get what
he
I'm
admitted
saying?
he didn't
Now,
think Cam was
now
better than
that
Shador.
father that was the coach, and we got to watch him coach his son for 4 years, the greatest father-son bond since Bronny, right? Like now, if we have this conversation, now we got to bring up the divorce and this, that, and the third. It gets weird when it doesn't just simply become you got drafted, go be great. Period. Like
Yeah.
it's really no more. The conversation is over because you have black folk talking about he was gonna be barred from the league and he's not gonna get a spot. And I'm talking to my boys on Saturday. One of my boys is saying the exact same thing as he gets drafted.
Mhm.
He's in the
Because the
league.
draft isn't a, it doesn't even, it's not even a good indicator of how a person is going to perform because we've seen a ton of fucking busts.
It literally y'all
Especially
lying.
Like,
I get
quarterback.
that part.
I hate to say it,
Because
but
it's
legit,
nasty work. It's
if I was a
nasty
player,
work. We have
I
never seen a
promise I would
person.
want to be.
Everybody was in agreement. This is
Are
a
you just
first
gonna
round
talk the
pick.
fuck up over me?
All of a sudden
You don't
saying
Hold
hear
on,
me
KT.
talking?
it's justifiable for him
Hold
to
on,
be in the
KT.
fifth
Let
round.
Tiff get her
Well, he
full thought
made
out.
it there.
Hold on,
He
hold on. I
barely
got
made
you,
it, but he made it.
KT. I
You
got
ain't
you.
here.
Hold on. Let Tiff get her full thought out, and KT, you got it right after Tiff.
No, all I was saying is if it were I and I wanted longevity, I would not want to be drafted high because what seems to happen is the people that get drafted lower seem to have far better records. They have way less pressure and eyes on them, and they actually get to do that 2 to 3 years of like, if you're not a natural talent, it takes some time to get up to speed of what's happening from college because it's just a faster game, right? Once they get there and build those skills, those people do great and have longer and more successful careers.
I mean, that wasn't the case
That's
for Patrick
understandable. But
Mahomes.
Hold on.
listen, let's talk
Let
some truth.
KT.
Listen.
Let KT get it first. Go ahead, KT.
That sound good, but let's talk some truth. I want you to look up the name Cam Ward on like the Tennessee Titans. His videos, they're getting about 60,000 views. Shedeur Sanders has one video on the Browns channel, and it has 250,000 views. He's this fifth round pick. It was already going through that stuff. You say, oh, it's too much. He already was having that. It's not. It's
But
really not a
KT,
lot.
what you're
Like
saying
that's what the
doesn't
kid
equate
plays for.
to
That's what
like
the
wins
that's
and losses in the NFL. Like
It
you're
really
talking about views on YouTube, bro.
no. That's notoriety, noticeability. A
Yep.
fifth round pick is getting more looks
If,
than
if,
the
if,
first
if that
round
were the
pick.
case, bro, they would have had Johnny Manziel out there running for his life every
Right.
damn Sunday,
I
bro.
mean, Johnny
Like, you know what I'm
Manziel was
saying?
the
Because he
fucking
was
Right.
super
he was the
famous,
number
but he
one
just
pick,
some people
wasn't he?
just ain't
But
capable, bro.
He was a
but
bust.
NT, hold on. So hold on. But you do understand, NT, that Johnny was number one.
He was a
Johnny
bust.
he wasn't the number one pick. He
Yes,
was
he
drafted
was.
He
way
was.
earlier than he should
No,
have been. He was a first round pick. Yeah, he was. He
all
was a
right,
late first
I think
right.
round
it was
pick.
Maybe
third
not
or
the very
something.
first, but I'm saying
But I know
first
what you're
He was
round.
saying. I know
like
what you're
number
saying. No,
three. If
respect
he
on that.
wasn't number one, he
Respect
was
on that.
really
But
like number three.
trust me, they regret it. They regret it.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm saying?
you haven't
They
given
regretted it.
Shador that chance to regret shit.
Right.
But
That's
Instead,
now
from the
we're getting
beginning, you
into
But
a
say,
I'm
real
"This is the
actually with
portion.
position we're going to
hypocrisy
put
on
you
this
in
one.
and
Like,
play."
Now
yo,
we're
this
getting
is
into a
just
real
all right. One
portion
at a
of the
time. Hold on. All right,
conversation,
hold
though.
on. So Auntie want to build on what Tiff said,
nah,
and
because
we
she's
got
right. Like,
Auntie.
look,
Let me
the
just set it up
draft,
for you.
the
Let me just set
draft
up
is
for
just
you.
the draft. People prove the draft wrong all of the time. Number one
All the
picks turn out to
time.
be bust, and second and third round picks turn out to be damn Tom Brady's and Nikola Jokic's and shit, bro. Like that
Jameis
shit happens,
Winston,
dog.
Tim
Yep.
Tebow. I could
Yeah,
go on
You know,
for
nobody's
days.
debating that, but y'all bringing it up as a talking point to not actually talk about what we're talking about, which is the
Right.
fact that you don't see a guaranteed synonymous, like everyone's in agree. I mean, consensus first round pick.
Right.
It was almost no boards had this nigga in the second. Saying he goes to the second, okay, we can agree. All right, that's a little third, maybe fifth. What are we doing here? Y'all like, oh well, now you could just prove yourself because it don't matter. But no, y'all skipping the fact that don't happen to nobody else.
well,
Right.
he told you that earlier too, though. It's like, yo, I don't have to waste a second or third round pick
No,
on
no,
you
no, no,
when
no, no,
you'll be
no. I want you to
available in
name
the fifth.
somebody else this has happened to.
You know what I'm saying? I
Y'all
can
can
actually
say
get my
anything as
line
an
straight. No, I'm
explanation
just
and
saying I
take
can get
that, but
my
then
line straight. I can get my special team straight. You know what I'm saying? I get my secondary straight. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I can get a few other things straight and still get you in the
that's a
fifth.
lie.
This
You
is
I'm just
traded
being
up to
real.
get
Like,
Dylan Gabriel.
I,
That's a lie.
I'm
They
just saying these
literally
guys are in the
traded up to get
business
a
of winning
quarterback.
football games. What are you
No, but
talking
so
about?
hold on. The NFL
They
don't.
traded
So hold on.
up
The
to
NFL.
get a
Hold on.
quarterback.
Hold
Do you
on.
hear
Hold
me?
on. Hold on. So this is what we're saying. Like the NFL doesn't really give a damn about winning football games. Selected teams care about it, right? Some of the teams they don't give a fuck if they lose every game as long as that stadium is packed every goddamn day. They don't really give a fuck if they go 0 for 16. They don't care as long as it's packed, right? So that's what they really care about. And somebody like what I'm saying is that
Shedeur
Shedeur
gonna pack them up.
he checks off all of the boxes. Does he have star quality? Yes. Is he gonna bring in numbers and new medias from other people that never watched Cleveland Browns before? Is he gonna bring new eyes? Because he did it with Colorado. We even had people on his platform today say, "Hey, Colorado, nobody even cares about it," but he brought everybody to be talking
Big
about
Ten
Colorado
school.
because he's there. So
It's an
again,
idiot.
he checks off all the boxes of what you want as a new talent to come into your team. And I do not know why we trying to argue that he might not do in the NFL. It doesn't matter what he might or might not do because at this moment on his pedigree and his track record, it's everything positive.
Bro, percentage wise, very few quarterbacks come right out of college and start in the NFL. Very
That's
few.
fine.
It's very rare.
Very few.
That's fine, but
Who
that's
made
not
the
what
argument
we're not
about
arguing.
him
We're not even
starting?
arguing that he's going to be one of the best
A lot,
quarterbacks
bro.
in
There
the
are a lot of
league.
number one
We're
picks that
not
were
saying that
drafted
he's
at
going to
quarterback
he's
that
going to
didn't
win
get
more.
right in the starting lineup.
But Auntie, we're not arguing if he's going to be good in the NFL or not. We're arguing about that his position right now, he is better than 143 other players.
Okay,
That's the only argument because time would tell if he's going to be good or anything like that. Like how
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with you to an extent on that. Like, okay, so that's not what you drafted by. Like, it's not like you don't get drafted based on your merit. You get drafted based on your potential and your value. Like to the
Exactly.
people drafting you. So it's all about what it's not about what you've accomplished. It's about what you're worth to the people picking you up. And that's what they felt like he was worth, a 5th round pick.
This man's
but that's
tripping.
not.
You're on
But
crack.
we know it's not
Bro,
true.
that's the game. That's where the market, where you're worth what the market says
Okay,
you're worth.
listen. So
Okay,
a very
hold on.
known
Like, that's
name
what it
Let's break
is.
that down.
who's
Let's
shown
break
high
that down.
winning rates.
So are we
He's
saying
shown high accuracy rates. He done won. He leads the
that's
nation
crazy.
in certain statistics, and he's a very big name. And
And
now for the
that doesn't
best
equate to a
interest.
damn thing in the NFL.
Yeah, but even that's the thing. Even with you coming to the NFL, people are literally come. How many people do you know in the NFL that people actually come to the stadiums to see? So how many people want a kid who hasn't even played an NFL game, but people are popping out to see him? That's Shador. That's why I keep saying, look at Cam Ward's views when you talking about, oh, that don't mean nothing. People are literally watching that 5th round pick more than they're watching the first
Why are you
pick.
yelling? Why are you yelling?
Because
the more you
don't get this. It's
but the
crazy.
more you yell, the more people tune you out. If you want people to hear you and you want to be
I know
heard,
you ain't talking now, Tip.
I'm
Because I
telling
very
you.
rarely do this, but god dang it, baby, you get up here and yell and scream and do it to your heart's content. See, stop being on the He Man Haters Club real quick. God dang, I know it's the sisterhood, but let the brotherhood talk real quick.
Okay, let me put you in your rest in your feminine, King.
My feminine. That's wild. That's nasty work, baby.
Hey, see, sometimes you see what I'm saying. Some people you can't go toe to toe for. You should have just sat there and ate your salad. But you want to play, we can play. And this is what I'm saying.
What is playing? Because I said
in my on the behalf of
I'm
Roger
legit
Goodell,
telling you,
nasty
Casey,
work.
I can appreciate the passion, but the player that you're doing this for, it doesn't.
And that's the thing, y'all got everybody.
So hold on,
y'all got
because
a personal
the little dude
thing
that
y'all saying y'all
dog
like
that little dude
something.
out. What was his name? What's that baby's name? That he's not very attractive, but he's a very good player.
Travis.
Lamar Jackson.
Hunter, dude.
Yeah, Hunter. When I tell you, y'all drug that poor little man, and y'all couldn't say, hey, have no type of issues with his playing. He can play back and forth. He's a freak of nature. Y'all went all up and down that baby's back because he liked the little bit loosey goosey. Is she pregnant now? So whatever. But I'm just saying, like, when you be trying to like go 10 toes down, I get it, KT. But Deion Sanders kid
No, you see,
ain't
that's what
the
I'm saying.
one
I'm not
that
talking
ain't
about Deion
nobody
Sanders. I'm
finna
talking about
come
I'm a,
up here
Shedeur.
and do
I've
this.
only said
His
Shedeur, Tiff.
father is Deion Sanders.
I don't
And
give a
what
fuck.
you
And what
do,
that
I'm gonna
what
mean?
you
just say
talking
this on
about?
the
So
behalf
you
of
legit
Roger
just
That's what I'm
said,
I
Goodell.
don't
saying. You
even.
gonna be
Yeah,
no,
mad at
there's
that's a
no
somebody
reason
bad
to
saying
argue
statement.
because
On
this is a
You
on
free
the
just
behalf
conversation. We
of
ain't
said
even gonna
a
Roger
argue,
cookie and
Goodell,
an
argue, bro.
asshole.
right? On the
You
behalf
just
of Roger
said
Goodell, the
you're not.
audacity of you Negroes to try to make this racial. I just
You
let
just said on behalf of
Serena
Roger.
Williams crip walk in front of Donald Trump. Okay, I gave y'all Kendrick Lamar. All right, I gave Lamar Jackson, mama, the biggest contract ever, and you Negroes talking about race. Shoot program.
Hold up.
This what you
There's
gonna do to
another.
me?
There's another quarterback too. This mom's holding serve too. I forget the dude in Washington. The dude in Washington.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
mom is
yeah.
holding serve too for him. You know
What's
what I'm
my
saying?
man
As the
name? He's
agent.
nice
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And so if you're
Okay,
talking about young black quarterbacks, he can't keep up with none of them. Little homie from
Huh?
the Redskins,
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson,
Daniels.
right? He's
Daniels.
not
Daniels.
on right. He's not on that level.
Your
So I
cap.
know
He
Roger
got better. You
Goodell.
know, he got better college stats than Daniels.
We're
That's what I'm saying.
talking
Roger,
about
he
stop
What are
talking
y'all? What are
played in
about
a
y'all really
college.
weaker
doing here?
He's in the
conference.
NFL now.
well, they got what
Just
they
like
wanted, right? They got what
I'm
they
just saying,
wanted.
bro. The cream will rise to
Where?
the top,
Hey,
bro. You
tell me
can't
what
you can't
school did
stop.
Josh
I
Allen
personally
play at?
I agree with KT on
Olean,
that.
Tell
I
me
think
what school
Shador
did
is a
Josh Allen
star, but
play
he
at?
is
We're doing
going
too
to
much
have to earn
football
it.
up
You're
here.
going to have to earn it. You know what I'm
yeah,
You
saying?
know
In
what's
Where did
practice,
Josh
you're gonna
Allen
have
play,
to earn it
y'all?
with the.
1 second, please.
I
NT, where did
know.
Josh Allen play?
I mean, to
You
be
know,
honest, I don't even remember. Josh Allen has had such a damn like storied
All right,
career
hey
thus
Willie,
far,
where
bro.
did
Like
Josh
we're
Allen play?
college is so far gone for Josh Allen, though, dude.
Where did Josh Allen
but
play at? Hey Willie,
we can get in with this. Tell me about Kyrie
chill.
Irving.
You know where
No, no.
Josh Allen played at,
I
Willie?
What
just
about
have one
Kyler
Wyoming.
thing to say.
What's going on with Kyler
Wyoming.
Murray? Because
Yeah,
I'm
Wyoming.
telling you, with Kyler Murray, the way he's playing, I bet that's causing some hesitation because he still has not really done what everybody thought he was going to do. And he comes from a lovely family, and he was raised by his stepmama, and she's a little Asian lady. But
With
he
all due
still
respect,
ain't
Kyler
doing
Murray
everything
And
he's
is
you
supposed to
doing
pretty
be
some
much
other
doing.
shit,
performing.
Tiff. We
Is
ain't even
he?
Kyler
talking about
Murray
no
is
tangents.
performing.
Are
You
y'all
making
saying
it.
Kyle Murray is up to standards and doing what he's
Yeah,
supposed
for
to
the
do?
most part. The Arizona Cardinals might not be, but Kyler Murray's
Wow.
numbers are where they're supposed to be as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Right, but we're not even arguing that he should be a starter or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Nobody arguing what nice to start. I'm saying where the boy was drafted, we know that's not where he was projected, nowhere near, and we have never seen a fall of that nature. Let's stop acting like, well, at least he made it. That's nasty
All right,
work.
so
That's
KT,
taking.
let
That's
me
He's
let me
not
ask
accepting
you
even
this.
the.
No, real quick. Usually like when these quarterbacks don't get drafted in the first round, don't they usually drop to like the fifth or the sixth? It's rarely like
No,
the second or
No.
third. But just tell me,
no.
like, what great quarterbacks just drop to the second round?
Elway, I think. Dan Marino.
Second
Uh,
round? I'll check on that.
nah. I think he was like late first or something,
I'm
but he
not
was
arguing.
supposed to be
It's
first
just
overall.
it's definitely food
I'm
for
just
thought
saying
because
those are the
that's the way
typical
I've
spots,
usually
though.
seen it. Like usually, if they miss them in the first round, they usually end up not getting picked up until like the fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
No.
The quarterback?
Besides Tom
Yeah,
Brady,
at
which
that
Tom Brady,
position.
listen to me, Tom Brady wasn't supposed to be who Tom Brady was.
Okay.
So we say Tom Brady, y'all keep naming Tom Brady because Tom Brady was no fucking body in college, being honest.
Yeah, he was playing
But
behind
Yeah, he
Ryan
wasn't
Leaf.
like that.
yeah,
He was playing
Yeah.
behind Ryan Leaf
Ryan Leaf. Yep.
at
you see how
Michigan.
trash Ryan Leaf was?
Ryan Leaf wasn't bad in the NFL,
Yeah,
but he
what
was also a first round
Ryan
damn.
Leaf is
He was
literally
also a
known as the
first
biggest
round
bust
pick.
of
But
all
hey,
time. What are we
All right,
talking
but
so
about?
that's the point that even Tiff was
let's
just
see what
saying.
second
Damn the
Ryan Leaf
draft,
is
bro. We
known as the
got
biggest
bust
bust
all
of
the
all time.
time.
You're saying now he's not that bad. Stop.
Okay, so some second round draft picks that I know is Boomer Esiason, Randall Cunningham,
Yeah.
Okay, then I stand corrected.
Randall.
Derek
I stand
Carr,
corrected. Those are some pretty good
Mhm.
quarterbacks. Never mind.
Derek Carr. Um,
Roger Goodell is somewhere in East LA,
But
Where
you
did
can't name
standing
no
in the
where
middle
notable
of a
fifth
where Cam
round
cul-de-sac.
Newton
spot.
come out on the draft?
Like,
Where was
this is
Cam
no,
what
but,
Newton?
y'all
but
do to
Cam Newton
me.
was number one
hey,
pick.
at least
Number one
you know
pick.
what I like. You know what I like.
Cam
Auntie
Newton was
said,
number
"Hey, if
one.
that information is true, then okay, then I
I stand corrected. When you say Boomer Esiason, Randall Cunningham, those are second round pick. I stand corrected. You got it. You got it.
Shout out to that because people just cannot accept information sometimes. And anybody, please fact check me to make sure that I am correct about the second round. I believe those players came out the second round and they turned out to be great. So
The lowest, the biggest
are y'all
slide I can
considering
think of
Mahomes
is
to be
Russell
black as
Wilson,
well?
probably.
Because he's first round, right? Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes is first round.
Yeah,
But
I'm saying, are we considering him black since he's biracial? Like, are you gonna? Does he?
I think that depends on what he identify with.
Okay.
well, lately, he came out and said his hair was nappy. That's why he went down to a low season.
Wow. He said that.
Hey, look,
said
man.
that.
I done
We know
heard bro
him and
talk
his wife
before.
are
I'm gonna just say
MAGA,
he's a backwoods one.
You're not gonna do too much. Not too much on Mahomes. Not too much on my homie Mahomes. That's my.
Oh,
cousin.
you was just that shit.
Not my home. Not my cousin Mahomes. Like, we're not doing that. We will
Hey,
not.
look, man, your cuz backwoods, but I'm just saying though.
His daddy taught him, and
So, but
it depends
how
on
many
which one he
rings he got?
identifies.
My question for Auntie Tiff and Willie. So we saying that we should not be back in Shedeur, even though his daddy was in his life, pushed him to be great enough to get drafted by an NFL team, good enough to be considered top 5 quarterbacks in this draft, which was a very weak draft in the first place. Right. And we're saying that we should not back a young kid like this.
I'm saying if you're gonna base it on race, no, right? Like I said, Roger Goodell is standing in the middle of LA looking like Denzel in Training Day. I just gave y'all Kendrick Lamar. And this what y'all do to me, talking about race?
Nigga, he ain't give you no Kendrick Lamar. Jay-Z did.
I'm saying it's very convenient we make it about race now when the league, if we're being honest, like it's been working for black men and black people in particular when it comes to that Super Bowl halftime show, right?
Wow.
Like, I'm not about to say
halftime show don't mean nothing.
That's not.
Yeah,
nah,
it
it does mean something. We are talking about a black man that was put in an executive role to coordinate this whole thing,
But for
right? We're talking about the first Super Bowl halftime show where we saw an entirely black cast. Now that all means nothing because of
I was just about to say. I think we're kind of like throwing apples. We're putting apples in there with oranges.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Now all of that means nothing because of Shador. Like
that never meant nothing. Like nobody's ever been like.
So then what's the race issue?
Nigga, from the beginning, you know why they put Jay-Z there, right?
Did it, and
so
then
we can
when
stop talking about.
I mean, to answer Sharon's question, like I know he posed it to a couple of us. Look, I don't have a problem with backing him. I think Shedeur is a good kid. I think he's extremely talented too. But at this point, you've been drafted. I'm not going to tell these NFL teams, coaches, scouts, and stuff. I'm not going to tell them how to decorate their homes and them just start moving furniture around in their house. Now you got to earn your spot. So the only real backing that you can do, hey man, whatever he's got with his NILs, and he's gonna be able to bring his NILs to the NFL, hey, back him through that. You know what I'm saying? Purchase some of them products and stuff, but there's much else we can do. He gotta earn his
And let's be real.
He gotta force the coach to play him.
A drafted quarterback will turn into Jameis Winston real quick.
But,
so let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. But y'all know what's up without like a. I mean, I get it. Sometimes it's like the red carpet is rolled out for guys like a Joe Burrow or what's that dude over in Jacksonville? Trevor, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll seem like the red carpet is rolled out, and it seems like a dude like Shedor's got to go through a little bit more. I get it, but this is their business at this point. Look, you're gonna have to earn your playing time, man. You're gonna have to wait for your opportunity. So if I'm not mistaken, even Patrick Mahomes had to wait for a spot. Guys like Colin Kaepernick had to wait for a spot. If I'm not mistaken, Alex Smith had to get hurt for Colin Kaepernick to get a spot and take the Niners to the Super Bowl. Like that just is what it is. Your opportunity comes, just be ready. You know, just be ready. It's gonna come.
And I get to answer because he did ask me.
Tiff, you right.
Do I think that we should defend this young man? Honestly, no. I think again, we don't use our energy very well. I don't think we're very logical, and I feel like y'all are having an emotional response, and you're not mining this out well. Because if the father has had a long-standing relationship within the NFL, he's got connections, and this is where he landed, I'm more curious about what went on the back half, because there's something else that we don't know about. It's much like when the NBA coach that got fired, the black guy that Nia Long was engaged to, and everybody's like, oh, they fired a black man. And then it came out that he was sleeping with everybody's wives. Like, this kid didn't get this low rating for nothing. Was it fair to him? I'm unsure. But what I do know is it's just peculiar to hear men talk about someone being drafted, and what is it, 1,200 people get to play in the NFL, and that's not even very long. Like, this is an elite of an elite of an elite of an elite.
Average 4-year career. Average.
If you make it to 7, you're doing better than anybody else. On top of
which most quarterbacks make it, but
I'm like, he was only with Colorado for what, a year? Like, he wasn't.
Because the quarterback is the most protected position. So
that part.
Make sure that part is clear.
Yeah, that and like a punter. Can go until they're like 45.
Yep.
And even in that, but as black men, why don't y'all recognize that those are still the positions that white men play? Black men dominate everything else. The 2 positions that white men still got a little bit of leeway in, the kicker and the quarterback, and you hit one of them motherfuckers and they gonna act like you tried to kill him. Oh, you touched him. Oh, he was rushing him. Oh my God, they kicked the field goal.
And honestly, we can't even say the quarterback position anymore.
Hold on. And with that being said, we're going to end this show right there. Scream at y'all later.
Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this,